sipping Patron, ignoring his phone, at home tripping alone. I'm zone focused like a magnifying glass. Focus on my goals and let the rest roll past. Then roll some grass and pull a cold paps. The okie from a smoky with the oaky cold raps. Sometimes it takes a beer, sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes it's revere because the vision's so clear. Listen, men, respect the discipline. When I'm on a mission, the missiles ain't missing them. I'm part Lebowski, part Charles Bukowski. Sipping white Russians on the couch, quite grouchy. Because I'm masked up from Fauci, but the mask don't fit, I'm a bit too mouthy. I was bumping Big L, dropping LSD. Warrior Pops was in the square trying to sell some weed. Old boy smoking on the side of the creek. Rapping like a Mac up on the beat. Always moving forward, no retreat. Manifesting blessings every moment so sweet. Old boy smoking on the side of the creek. Rapping like a Mac up on the beat. Always moving forward, no retreat.
Yeah. All right. That's how we do it.
I'm violent with the words. Bruce Lee, Kung Fu, all of my verbs. Mountain nerves, calm nerves, keep it all natural. Study with the shaman, lost go sabbatical, set trends, radical.
That's what's up, fellas. Hey, thank y'all so much for joining me for this episode of the Hip Hop Humboldt podcast, fellas.
I mean, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. It's been, I was just saying, it's been a little bit over a year since the last time we recorded right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And, man, I've just sat here and watched you guys, between you guys, the homie Ink out there. Shout out to Ink.
Shout out to
You know what I'm saying? But y'all been dropping some fire.
Oh, man, thank you.
Yeah, heck yeah. Now, I want to make sure that, folks just understand. I always say this just about every podcast episode, especially with the homies that have been holding it down for years and years, But this podcast is about showing respect to the legends that have created the foundation for this culture that continues to thrive out here. I think hip hop is, people are like, it's on the way right now, and it's definitely, it's definitely on the way.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if people continue to make, the right moves in the community, the growth continues. It's almost like that wave just keeps getting bigger and bigger, you know what I mean? And then eventually we hit that tidal wave to where, you can't ignore Humboldt County Hip Hop, you know what I mean? Whether it's the media, everybody is just going to be, and I think we're getting to that point where it's almost in everybody's face at all times,
Yeah, I mean, I see it all the time, on the socials, man. If it's not you, it's Knack. If it's not Knack, it's Flo J. Simpson. If it's,
Eli.
Eli, geez, man. It's popping right now.
I love it. And I love seeing it, man. I love seeing you guys come with the music full speed ahead. You know what I mean? It's been super dope. And so, so we're here right now to talk about Let's Get Dirty. I know that we're going to get into it. I want to take maybe, just a few minutes to just a recap. Yeah, Let's Get Dirty right there. Y'all make sure you keep an eye out for the merchandise. I got a dope ass hoodie from GMG with the Let's Get Dirty on the front.
Yes.
That shit is clean,
Like, we got merch. I was like, you might have the first one.
He actually did have the second one because I had.
You got
Cool. Thanks, GMG. Nah, but so the album is fire, between that last podcast and now and Let's Get Dirty, there's been some other work that's come out. And so I wanted to just give a shout out to Ink again, and the album that he dropped, I believe it was called Expressionism.
Yeah, he was dropping them there for a minute. And I think that might have been the last
Expressionism.
one.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I don't know, but I listened to all of them.
Ink is fucking so good, man.
It's fire.
So good.
The quality of the music is
The one that he just did with Cal.
Yeah, Cal and him just put an album.
He's so good at finding samples too.
Yeah.
That shit he finds is like,
Yeah, that was one of the first things I noticed about him is the level of samples that he's doing. He's killing that side of it because there's only so many people. It's so interesting. Hip hop, there's always been this, discussion about sampling. There's some people that are like, this and that or whatever. It's a core foundational element of hip hop. It really, really is, And so I feel like it's this part of hip hop that has slowly, you see the people that are really that were into hip hop when sampling was big. I'm talking about even like interludes and skits and everything like that. Like some of that has slowly gone away. I feel like the younger generation, they didn't feel and hear some of all that. I think maybe, you know what I'm saying? Some of that sampling, like just on the flip side of it, between what Ink's doing, the homie Flo J. Simpson out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to some of the stuff that he's got cooking, and I mean, on the sampling level, it's just like dialed. Like, I almost feel like the homie's got like a machine where he's just got like, it's like scouring any audio out there for the words that he needs, but he's doing it.
Yeah,
and
it is like the chat GPT or whatever it's called of just freestyling.
For real.
That dude just can rap for days. Yep. He just keeps going.
You could give him a theme and it's like that.
And I gotta give him props on fits. He usually always comes dressed in the nines.
Yep.
Seen him in a San Francisco Giants like suit.
Yep, that black suit.
I don't even like the Giants, but I gotta give love to that.
Yeah, I feel it. I saw him at the Head Stash Championship at the Canafest. The night before the festival and everything, and I mean, he was in this all black suit with just like the most dripping ass necklace, you know what I mean? And so I mean, it just looked clean, you know. And I mean, that's what I love out here. I love hearing about the homies that be dialing it on all those levels. When you come out, you looking good. Like I, heard a lot about the homie MC Problematic that plays with Swizzlow's side of the Write Up and everything like that, right? MCP. Like he be, from what I've heard, he'd be coming out with like multiple, like suits during. You guys said that about one of the homies that was Stir Fry Willie.
You ain't seen it till you've seen Stir Fry Willie.
Yeah, exactly. See, I gotta get Stir Fry.
You would have been doing this podcast and probably been through 3 costume changes.
See, that's what's up. It's all about those little elements. That's what people remember.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
People remember that.
I was gonna play a little snippet just of Cal and Ink just real fast if we can, just
Oh heck yeah!
Real quick since I got it synced up here. I guess you don't hear. I'm the only here.
I'm so glad the sun rising. I need that vitamin D fix. Get me back out on the street and light on my feet quick. Everything is for the family. Seem like these kids trying to eat everything in a pantry. These cuts on my hands bleed and I don't even notice I'm another so-called official. Posing like the chosen one, draconian edicts. Nah, they don't really mean shit. Hollow promises from the
slanging dope on TV for eczema and AFib and everything in between. The screen is full of wizardry, and we know the president is the lizard king. Anything is silly.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
What are you talking about?
Their project, him and Cal.
Yeah, no, really, I know, I got it. I was just, I was just trying to find a way to get little bits and pieces.
No, I love it. I'm glad that there's opportunity to share some snippets because when you mention someone like Ink, like it's rad to be able to play a little chunk. Some people be like, oh, I should go check that shit out.
Right. Yep. It's crucial when you add the musical element to it. You know what I mean? Like that's a part of it. People are looking for, especially when it comes to artists out there. You got the visuals like these. But without that element, and so it was my homie Hype that was on his podcast, and he was like, "Hey man, when you do the little reels, put my song behind it. Download that shit from YouTube and put the song on it." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "All right," and that shit got like the most views out of all the reels on there. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit matters. So
cue the QR code.
That's it. Heck yeah.
Scan that shit. You're supposed to scan it when you're watching it on your phone. You
on
can't scan it with your phone.
Right. That's a problem.
Take a screenshot of it and then scan it.
There's some way to do it, but that's
gotta be like my homies out here with 2 phones.
I'll catch you with the burner.
Dude. So it rolls up, they got 3 phones. You're like, hey.
You're right.
God,
that's my content phone. Yeah. Nah, shout out to Ink though. Shout out to Cal.
Yes, they
Mr. Ocean.
There's a lot of people of dudes on it. I definitely have. I think I have all the beats on there, but one, and Ink got it from somewhere. But Ocean's on it. Kush is on it. I think Wong's on it.
Heck yeah.
I've got a lot of songs with Ink, and I haven't seen the dude in days. So I'm always.
I don't think I've seen Ink in real life in like over a year. I texted him yesterday. It's just God, the older we get, the harder it is to actually see people in real life, but you can still do stuff online and it's a funny time.
I know that means it's meaningful when you actually get to connect. So thank y'all for coming in.
we're on so many songs together now.
Right. And so shout out to the homie Cal, because Cal, and I'm not just trying to drop, what's going on with folks, but he moved up to Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's in a band.
Okay.
So it's part of a marketing plan.
Yeah,
Just trying to spread up to Oregon.
That's what's up. Heck yeah. Hey, I know a lot of people that are moving from here or, just from NorCal to Southern Oregon, for whatever reasons, So it's pretty nice up there.
Oh, it looks so beautiful.
Just one reason.
Hey,
right,
Cali's
to get out of
difficult.
California.
I love Cali, but it's getting difficult. Yeah, it's difficult.
But thank goodness for the internet, because it's still possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Ocean's on the album too, and he's in Reading. He's the Reading ambassador.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Ocean. Mr. Ocean was the homie, man. He was one of the homies that he was like, hey, man, I want one of those hoodies that I gave y'all, I think, on the last one. And so he was one of the ones he was like, I'll pay for it. It's like, damn, thank you, homie. So shout out to Mr. Ocean.
Big time.
Yeah.
530.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know my son took over the one I got from you. He's been wearing it to school for like years now.
That's what's up. Shout out to him for that. It's all about repping HipHopHumboldt out here. It's not even, this whole thing is about the culture. So if you tap in with the culture, you know what I'm saying? That's, why anybody's listening to this podcast at all, period. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the listeners.
Big time.
Real quick, shout out to the sponsors. I just wanted to take like a minute, if I could just say, shout out to Eureka Florist.
Oh, yes.
So shout out to the owners down there. They just started sponsoring the podcast. Really made it even possible for me to have this right here. And so shout out to Eureka Florist.
Big time.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Go down there, buy some flowers. Make sure your ladies are happy. Go down there to Eureka Florist.
And I don't think you know how far that goes. Like, you really go and get some flowers, bring to your lady, you're going to be so stoked.
Yeah.
She's going to be so stoked.
Just on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, no, they're just random.
Right.
Do it.
Exactly.
Swing in there.
That's right.
Random occasions.
It's important. It's the little things, you know. That's why. And shout out to you guys. I was saying off the pod earlier. You guys be talking about the ladies, giving the ladies a shout out in the music. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a shout out or even, hey, you guys talking about it on real on Let's Get Dirty. I mean, I think it was Kush on there, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like my kids, my crazy kids and everything like that. Hey, bro, I got 2 kids too, family. I know how it is, bro.
Yeah.
Sure. Shit. I just stole a drink from a 21-year-old, so.
That was a dad tax.
Yeah.
That's it, exactly. Now, there has to be a dad tax once you hit a certain age.
Yeah, you're still at home, so,
No, that's big tax.
Lucky the whole 12-pack's still there.
Shout out to your kid, though. You 18, you said? No, 21.
21.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fake ID.
They still question him at 21.
Need
the fake ID for the fake ID.
I'm playing some good stuff. Kush on it too, I think.
What we listen to? What is it?
It's
What's the name of the song?
It's the Cobra Strike.
Black umbrella.
Got the you hear it?
There ain't no dog with no tricks, but it's hard shit. You get your stores, little bit your own bricks, won't click, don't click. My rounds and my team spitting heat. Right now, think I'm about the deep six this beat. Sniper with shit, Cushy got the matchstick, and unity is diffused. Don't get it confused. While they divide and conquer, flush your hopes like this in the loo. We're waiting for the universe to give us answers, but the aliens they signed a treaty to not intervene. It's on us to Bob Ross a pretty scene and live a dream, not be a toy like a figurine and raise them to this. Get out in the streets, start some shit, pump your fist. People pepper spray the peaceful call a protest, a riot. One big system to keep you all quiet. Police, politicians, media, military, economic empires. It's all one big entity.
Heck yeah.
That's on the Cal and Ink project?
Yeah.
The lighter side, right? Or is it the light side? The light side.
It's called, the light side.
Yeah, make sure y'all check that out. That's streaming on the platforms right now. That's on Spotify, so go check that one
Please
out.
do.
Yeah.
Please do.
And that's what I love about you guys, though. Again, so you guys are staying consistent. So then there was everything that Ink did last year, you know what I'm saying? Then Cal and Ink dropped that this year, right? Mm-hmm. And then, can't forget about 83 to Infinity, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was it 84 to, no, 83. 84, yeah. That one was fire, too.
I forget when that even came out already now.
Yeah, it came out a little while.
It wasn't that long ago.
22.
Oh, it was 22?
Yeah.
This time was
It
flying.
was a little bit after we did the podcast.
Yeah.
It was after.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost done.
That one was heat though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this is my
Keys to
favorite.
the door. That shit was
This is
fire.
my favorite. Is the Guess Who one? Yeah, I love this one. Oh, there's
There's a lot of variation.
Yeah.
It's all kind of the same vein, somewhat.
Oh yeah.
It's Katie, you to the SNA, smoking the weed pen. Most of the evening, I'm drinking the vino, don't need a reason. Open the Riesling, give me that sweet disgusting shit that nobody likes. I'm drinking it all. I hand him a liquor, keeping it raw, beating the odds. Addicted to this life, I spit this shit precise. He's just a different nice, not the same old run of the mill. Fake gangsta, go to the grill, nothing is real. Come to the Ville, time moves slower, one in the mill. I need that money up to the gills. Give me that hope, something to show. Fuck it for real. We went from nickel bags to living labs, from breaking bad to kicking back, from tit for tat to getting slack, from chicken scratch to big old bag. Cut the chitter chatter.
Let me ask who did the cover art for that album.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I hooked it up. I wish I could have done a better job. But you know what I really wanted to do was capture the what's that movie with Rowdy Piper? It's like, you know, he puts his glasses on and see. Is that what it's called? Is it? So yeah, that's like you know, I jacked the movie poster from that and, you know, flipped it.
Yeah, now that's clean right there.
All out of bubblegum. That movie's ahead of its time.
Oh, big time. Nah, big time.
But yeah, those fucking words, man, you guys are killing it, dude. You know, I listen to these guys and I'm just like, they try harder. Here we go. That's good.
Right.
Oh, dude, come on now. I'm glad. It's good. It's like, I love friendly competition. And I think friendly competition makes shit better. As, you know, you don't get lazy.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's easy to do sometimes, you know, like we have so much that's easy access nowadays where, you know, you think it's, you know, instant gratification. You just get real lazy with things, you know what I'm saying? And it's real hard to just consistently move. Something that we talk about a lot on the pod too is, you know what I'm saying, it's a gift and a curse being in Humboldt, right? You know what I'm saying? With, you know, cannabis the way it is and, you know, as you know, normal as it is, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, easy to just easy to do what you guys aren't doing. You guys are staying consistent. So shout out to you guys for that.
Well, appreciate that.
Yeah. I hope that the homies out there, the young kids that are out there at my son level and the, you know, the youth out there are looking at the people that are dropping music like you guys and like, dude, they're dope, making dope music. And on top of that, they're staying consistent. It's a crew level. You guys are consistent. It's just a crew. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are staying crew the whole time, you know?
You know what's funny about that when you say that? Because, I mean, like, I've got teenagers and young 20-year-olds. You know, we got young 20-year-olds. We got kids in high school. And, dude, I couldn't have my kids listen to my rap thing. They're like, dude, you know, I mean, I'm like an old man rapper at this point. And I'm just, when I think about the youth listening to it, I'm like, oh, they're just hearing a dad, like, fucking clean your room. Like, do the dishes. Like, you know, like, it's hard to even imagine that a youth would like what comes out of my mouth sometimes. And almost because I'm like, you shouldn't like this. Go clean your room.
No, I know what you mean. There's just, you know, it's just that disconnect between the generations where as soon as you give, you know, for a teenager, right, or for the kids out there, as soon as they give any level of authority to the elders or to the people out there that are, you know, have been doing it, you know what I mean? Then it's like, you're no longer rebelling against the status quo, even though that doesn't necessarily mean that any of us are doing anything that's like status quo.
Right.
It's just like that elderly, that authoritative, like, nah, we want to break, we want to do our own thing.
It's like not being as woke.
Right. It's a fine line. No, it's crazy, man. And so, you know, shout out to you guys for Let's Get Dirty, because now that album, I saw you at the CannaFest, Sonny, and so I was just telling you, you know, there was the episode where the homie, shout out to the Skylit crew, the homies from Sacramento, shout out to the homie Bub the SOP, he's the videographer and the dude that does a lot. He's kind of like, I'm not saying he's exactly like that, but he's like a bit of like a GMG for that crew, you know what I'm saying? And so he was on the pod and he said, you know, if your bars are really dope, take every single bar will be something you could put on a shirt and add a visual to it and sell that. And then then you got like X amount of shirts, and then after whatever you don't sell, that becomes exclusive, and then you're able to sell it for a little more. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it's a really good idea. I got a lot of good feedback on Instagram from the homies. Like, there's a bunch of homies that were like, "That's a really good insight." You know what I'm saying? Especially for people around here that are creatives making dope bars. Flo J. Simpson, like we're talking about, level people like that.
And to be able to change that into merch where you make money off something that's not the rap.
Right. And so I was telling you, man, like your verse, you just came out the gates on Old Boy.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, bro.
Just got punchline after punchline.
Facts. You know, that's what I was saying. Like every single line you could actually put on a shirt, and it was like that with all the stuff you're talking about, every single piece of it. I'm like, bro. And then that's your thing too. You know what I'm saying? It's the marketing side of it. You know, make sure y'all check this out. I'm gonna fade back because the sun is right there.
Oakley's Golden Max. I think I took that line from Push though, bro. I think you rapped about Oakley's back in the day, bro.
It's not stealing, it's recycling.
That's right.
And respect.
Have you ever seen the interview? There's an interview with Charles Bukowski. He's like getting interviewed with his like lady who's quite a bit younger than him, and she's like, they're both drunk, and they get into a fight in the interview. And so that's what I'm referring to in that situation is that there's an interview with Charles Bukowski. He's on the couch, and they get into a fight during the interview, and it's not a good look for him. It's bad. Like he kicks her or some shit. And you're like, oh, dude. You know, and then Lebowski and Bukowski. That shit rhymes. Shit, dude. I'm trying to rock the Lebowski shit too here. Look, I've got the ponytail.
Yeah, right. Bro.
And then you ripped the chorus.
Dude.
Yeah,
the chorus on there.
I did.
That's a catchy
That was like
chorus.
one of the first. I mean, I don't do
Courses you've done in a while.
Yeah. Anyone need one of these?
Yeah, open.
We had to kind of sign it to Wong. Sometimes Wong can do courses just as good as anybody, but I think sometimes he's not really feeling he can or something.
Well, I think a lot of times
it's just so dope.
A lot of the dudes are making songs way ahead of the time when I get on them. You know, they're like, oh, we got a song, like there's a verse, like, drop a verse. I'm like, cool, I'm down, you know. So I think in this situation, we actually had like a mission for anyone who, like, make the hook. And I think in the beginning, I wasn't even supposed to have a verse on the song.
Right.
Just come up with the hook.
Yeah.
I'll do the hook and you guys do all the verses. And I did end up dropping a verse on the track.
Ocean sent me like the album, on the YouTube album where you can have the old whatever album it was. It was some old stuff. And I think I had some samples from the Cypher that week. I combined them and made the beat. And you guys were going to do a song, just you and Ocean together. Because you guys had many verses, just you guys.
That's right.
And then I heard it.
Yeah.
I put a verse on it.
And then just went boom, boom, boom.
I heard it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's supposed to be for Ocean, but man, I want to get on this. I wrote a verse real quick. It was like,
oh, heck yeah.
That's so good.
I'm not quite ready to admit I'm an old dude.
Yeah.
I heard it and was like,
not mine.
I'm doing it yet.
I just pictured Long like at Clear Creek or something. I don't
Me
know.
too. I just pictured being out in the cuts.
Didn't you write it like out at Clear Creek?
It's possible.
Hey, so that's crazy, GMG, that you say that. So did you just say that some of the beat was from the Cypher?
Yeah. So there, the Cypher, they would give you like a SoundCloud link that would be probably 15 minutes of just. I used to make. We take turns making the sample pack. And it would just be, a collection of your samples that I had just in folders, and you give little.
Can you make a WAV file or something?
One
like
big one. So one thing that could be like
they could chop up whatever.
It could be from 40 different things, old, new. There's really no limits. We try to stay away from the obvious stuff because when we were playing them back on the live feed, Facebook would mute them if you're using something
too obvious.
Yeah, some James Brown or anything real obvious, that it would just be silence. So we didn't want to have that anymore. So staying away from that made it cool. And so I had a piece of that. I think that was like the maybe the flute part. I don't remember because there's a flute in there. Yeah. And then Ocean had found this older like 70s album, punk, psychedelic punk something. And the drums, there's some drum loops on there, so I combined them and then laid drums and added a little bass, and then Yeah, it came out good. It was probably my favorite beat on the whole project, really.
Yeah, I want to say there's other fire tracks on there, but that's my favorite.
Thanks, dude.
You know,
Appreciate
yeah.
it. Yeah, the lead off one, if I'll just get these samples out of the way.
Absolutely not. Let's do it.
Damien is the first song on there.
Truck. Let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. And you really don't give a what. Let's get dirty. Say, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty.
Yeah, that was your idea.
Like an Olympic Jamaican, it's painstaking that these players be faking. Talking about all this money they be making. Your face with confrontation, they be shaking like bacon on the skillet. Now let me kill it till you feel it. Been putting the work and did it till the point is berserking. I've done my dirt and I'm certain to pull the curtain back on the wizard that be flirting with my progress. Running through all the best cause I'm blessed.
I love the fact that Redman is sampling it, you know, because I think we all grew up with Redman being like one of the dopest
Yeah, love it.
MCs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Check our album, yo. Let's get dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, please listen.
And that dude works with so many different people.
Redman?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He always, I mean, I feel like he's gone commercial, but he never sold out at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he always did his own thing.
Yep.
But it was popular.
Like
it was him, great personality.
Selling out with being your own manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely the line of your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. That's the spot he holds usually.
Totally.
It used to be one of my comparisons when I first met you. You reminded me of Redman. Just the way you always hit the punchline after punchline after punchline.
Man.
Heck yeah.
Well, I was a big fan of Redman and Keith Murray and Eric Sermon, all those dudes.
Yeah, damn EPMD still, that album Strictly Business. I still go back to that.
Oh man, that's so good.
Now, you can play it now and it's timeless.
And I wonder about, we talk about the youth, like, do they even know about that stuff?
Do they know about Death Squad?
Yeah.
Do they know about El Nino?
El Nino was too.
That's a good album.
That was a really good album, actually.
I like that.
That would be my second favorite of that whole era.
That's relevant again.
Man.
And some people know that one song Music that used to play like on the radios. You just got me.
Eric
So
Sermon.
that was Eric Sermon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know that got some spins for a while.
What are you talking about? We both gave that some spins
I know.
for a while.
We've brought this up many times about the party, the radio station that Craig Mack had here.
Oh yeah.
It was in Fortuna?
Yeah, it was in Fortuna. Those stories for days from that. But yeah, I was working there and then I got him to work there. I think you got in there with Franco one time, right?
We were freestyling there.
Yeah.
I even had a show there.
Yes, you did have a show there. It's so funny.
I brought the Art LeBeau Killer Oldies show and just like dropped some dirty rap tracks in there and the spaces.
Yes, that's crazy.
Scratching and
wait, didn't all three of us like walk out on that place?
I did.
I did.
I was the last. I think I
put a Dirty Rap CD
Man
in
Arms
and
was
then
still
locked
there?
the door and walked out.
He's the one that closed the door and jumped up and down.
Man Arms locked the door and just started talking
Yeah.
smack dude on the show.
Craig
Dude.
Mack.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, it was bad.
Dude, that was crazy.
It was all over.
It was a fun radio station.
Man, it held a vibe though. I have to admit because I was what old were we? We were in our late 20s,
Yeah.
early 30s.
No, earlier than that.
Okay, early or something, and that was just the time I felt for me. We were been partying, but it was just like it was a good good time, a lot of good times, and even though they would play the same stuff over and over again, and I would have to play the same stuff over and over again, it was like
the
you could
first
put on the
time there was
background,
like
though,
some hip hop, like
in town,
Humboldt.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody was playing that shit on the radio unless it was like Billboard Top 10.
Right.
Yeah, when it first came on the airs, at least for us in our household, you were my roommate. We had roommates. It was just like it held the vibes and stuff because
you don't complain about the free CDs now,
right? And then it make you want to go to the club. Then I think we had Indigo, was it or Club What? I think it was Indigo.
It was both.
It was both.
They
did both. They did a lot of both.
Hefes.
Yep.
Yeah, that was across the street.
Yeah.
Man, the nightlife back then was definitely. I mean, maybe it's the same way now. But
yeah, maybe we're too old to know what's popping.
It was always, no matter what you were doing, it's like you got till 2:00. You're trying to get some
Sweet River Saloon.
Kush knows.
I don't.
He was down in Santa Barbara.
Reaping the benefits of all
Living
Rock
real
started.
nightlife.
right? I mean, Cal pulling.
Burning couches.
Burning
What happened in Santa Barbara, bro?
Burning
That shit was happening in your neighborhood, probably.
Oh yeah, they always burn couches. For some reason. There's a
Oh,
lot
I
of
thought you
people
were
that
still
do
kind
that.
of
It
burning.
was
couch.
cheaper than dumping it.
And the cops
They were just crazy, man. Young college dudes.
Y'all were right on the beach. That's bonfire right there.
No way.
Set that shit on fire.
Yeah.
We ain't taking it with us.
Gotta give, that radio station was an interesting times because definitely brought, it's like Humboldt, this radio station. I bet some of the people that had been here for a long time when they were on their dial and they would hit that because they cussed and everything, they must have been shell shocked for a while.
It wasn't cussing too much, maybe later at night, though. I mean, it was
Right,
pretty,
not during
like,
the day, but I think after
FCC
the
or whatever
10
it
or
is.
something it was.
Yeah.
Shoot, I've been hearing KRFH, right? During the day.
Is that pirate
busting
radio?
some explicits and stuff.
Oh,
No,
really?
it's
Radio
college.
Free Humboldt thing?
Yeah. I don't know if it's on purpose. It might be on accident. But
You're like, oh.
it's funny though.
FCC regulations
good
have
morning.
loosened a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't have too many people at the helm, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, during the day, the pop radio, you get what's the WAMP or WAP? What's that song? Is it Minaj or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, whoa, they're not cussing, but they're definitely talking about a wet ass.
Yeah.
Which is horrible.
Your daughter's
I
I know the daughters.
I know,
Wet
man.
ass. You're like,
Right.
oh boy.
Right.
That's mean.
Like, this is not the direction. That's got to stay party music. That's not...
Not daytime in the car.
Yeah.
What do they say? She's like a CIA plant or something?
Oh, yeah. I know, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
There's a lot of
That's
that,
the
you know,
new thing.
going back even to
Right.
like doors and stuff.
Right, I know. Who's this? Do you see this Drake's new album? Have you checked it out yet at all?
Drake's new album?
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
came out Friday.
I heard the video.
Oh, for the dog.
With
or
the sun?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good
It's
track.
pretty good. There's some good tracks.
I never
The Cole
listened to the
track.
rest of
Man,
them.
Cole.
Oh, yeah, I did
really
listen to the
puts
Cole
some-
one.
Have you heard that
I
one
started it.
that people the recipe right? Or something?
Yeah, him and Yachty.
Yeah. Yachty's part's alright. He holds a good vibe, but I don't think it typed like Cole. Not that it's a versus
Cole's
thing.
verse.
Cole's verse is so
Cole's
good.
so
Like,
good.
every word is just like going
And that
somewhere.
almost
Yep.
sounds like a freestyle the way he's
It did,
delivering
I thought
that
it
thing.
was,
It's like
man.
you can kind of see him
Trenton
game
showed me that.
planning what's coming up
Trent
next.
showed me that. I was like, "Dad, come in and check this out." And I was like, "Oh, what do you got?"
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love so much about that whole thing, because even the visual, like, you know what I mean? It was like,
Like the instruments.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and it was just like, just the one scene, and then it cuts over to Cole, first Yachty, and then cuts over to Cole, but it wasn't like all this flashy shit, and it was just like this, them in a studio somewhere.
Breaking
whatever
it
they're doing.
down, dude.
Yeah.
Breaking it down.
Yeah, and Cole, man, that's the thing about that dude is that, so we're talking about top three, Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. The thing about Cole that I love about him is that Drake and Kendrick both, they can't touch him when it's come to his feature run.
Oh, man, yeah.
Like, he's killed it. Like, and it's been a few years in a row. Like, it's been like way before Johnny P's Caddy. It's been years before that. I mean, going back a few years, where he's just dropping features, where he's the best feature person for the year. You think who's dropped all the best features? Is Cole. He's killing, and he's killing them.
I almost think it's dangerous for someone to put them on their track. You're
I
like,
think,
ooh,
yeah.
dude, this smoked them on your track.
He's gonna take your whole album up, and it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he doing it to work with other people or just to destroy their track?
No, just come as good as you can, probably.
Exactly. Like some b-boy shit.
It's
Or
one
to
thing.
inspire them to
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that's too. I think that's too. It's
Right.
kind of a little like a backhanded, like, let's get this up a little bit.
Right. I mean, it's one of those things, just like Sonny's verse from Old Boy. Like, every single bar that Cole's spitting on there. And it's just that thing, too, that Cole has where it's like everything will relate to you. Like, he finds this pocket where he's saying this meaningful ass shit, and it's bars that, like, it's bars. And then it also relates to you, like, where you're like, okay, like, man, like, you can see yourself in these situations that he's talking about where, like, people are doing this, they're doing that, you know what I mean, around you. And it's like, yeah, I'm in that same thing right now. You know what I'm saying? He's crazy about that, man.
like I said before,
Good writer.
the middle child, kind of has the feet over here and hands over here, so he bridges the gap.
Yep. I really think that's what it is, man. He really does bridge a gap between generations, too, I think. Because I know a lot of not older, but my age, you know what I'm saying?
Pay attention to him.
That
Fuck
fucking Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the younger cats are like, you don't know nothing about no Cole.
Right.
Oh,
It's like,
I mean, the funny thing is that first track that workout or whatever is like the first song, a real pocket song. I honestly, when I heard that, I was like, as a DJ, I'd be like, okay, I'd play this, but it's not something I'm really going to be, showing everybody. But then to see where he is now, it's like, wow.
Even with that song, I appreciated the beat and his cadence.
Yeah.
The cadence was smooth, and he wrote that beat perfect.
Yep, he really did.
The content,
I'm just
saying,
I wouldn't expect him then to be here now.
That's how the industry works, though. You got to give some people a little fucking Novocaine to numb them up for the real shit. Like those radio or those record companies, they're just trying to get you to sell them fucking records and get into those kids' heads.
Right.
So you got to give them that bubblegum shit. So that, and Pac used to do it back in the day too. All of them have, at least some of the major ones, Biggie, all of them would come up with those fucking catchy ass tunes. And then everybody goes crazy over it, goes and buys the album. And then all of a sudden they're hearing real shit and they're like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
Just get their minds blown.
My son was listening to like beginnings with let me see, Little Uzi and Trippie Redd and Juice WRLD. So when they were on first, I was kind of like, I don't know about this. But now those guys have been doing it for a long time, actually, and I do let them in, and I do like a lot of their tracks.
I'm the same way, man. Slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying? Like, even just Trippie Redd, like, I mean, it was just a few years back where I was like, oh, man, I'm not really feeling that, you know what I mean? But just slowly, I was like, all right, this is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll touch you a little bit, you know? So, no, I feel it, I definitely like Juice WRLD. He's one, rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely would have been really, I think, like, a long ways.
That Lemonade track he just did with, released Juice WRLD and Corday.
Yeah, I seen that one. The videos that they're making
too. Dre and MB.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I saw that. Did you see that? Yeah,
I'm still out the loop.
Juice's verses, his bars on that shit.
He does, dude. Yeah. Have you listened to much Juice WRLD?
No.
You should dig in. You should. Have you listened to Juice WRLD much?
A little bit.
Yeah,
I've heard like a couple songs that Trippie Redd. I was like, well, this is cool. Like, I don't know if it was the beat or just like how I wrote the beat. I don't remember. But I don't listen too much of it.
I know. I'm curious, almost like what our top fives would probably be pretty different when we sell. Like,
let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Let's go.
Ain't even gonna be built.
I'll just stand behind it. Whatever you got right now.
I was saying I would put David on the. I'll do my top five unless you just said Cole. Were those some of your top ones you were just talking about?
So I feel like not my top. I'm on a whole different level. In my top five, it's got to have some Big Sean in there. I love Big Sean.
Okay.
I fuck with Big Sean. Definitely Kendrick's gonna be in there, but J.I.D.'s in there. Just that he's young, but I mean the level of what he's done already and the potential that he has is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? But and then Kendrick too. You know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely in my top five. But I mean, I really also got to give some love to like some of the women MCs out there. Shay Noir, she just be killing it. Like her whole clique, Ransom, 38 Special, Shay Noir, like they are really on it. Like Ransom's killing it.
She's a producer too, right?
Yep. I follow her, and she was just like, every single track on my album that she's about to drop, it's produced by her.
I'm gonna check. I've heard you say Shay Noir multiple times, and so since then I've definitely been paying more attention. For sure.
Yeah, she's dope. And I might be even. I think it's pronounced differently, but we're trying our best out here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
No, I think that might be accurate.
And I heard that 38 Special had just put out a new. He's been putting out quite a few projects.
Crazy too, man.
Yeah.
Producer and as an MC, and he's just consistent. The one he just dropped was with Conway, 38 Special Conway.
And Still God, right? Or wait, no, Still God. And
he's always laced in there. Still God is fire.
Ransom, maybe.
I like your fives though because a lot of them are your like investment of the fives. A lot of people just be like, oh, boom, Biggie, too. You know what I mean? Which it's hard not to go. But really, like we're already like JID. People are already knowing him as being one of the best, and we're not even. We're still going. So
his work with like
I can see how you're doing
and all those.
Yep. Yeah. Everything is killing it right now.
I know my top five sold.
Give us your top five.
Yeah.
Was that your five right there?
That's pretty decent. Yeah.
I mean, my number one is Doom.
Yeah.
Number one is Doom.
Yeah.
I love Aesop Rock. God, every time I listen to him, I'm like, dude, this guy is incredible.
Lyrically,
I can't believe he's not
unstoppable.
on everyone's list at some time. Like, what the fuck? Super original content. I love Stove God, even though I don't even, like, it's all coke rap or whatever. And I'm like, nah, dude, I don't want my kids even fucking with this, but I love listening to that shit.
I know, it's so crazy, bro. I feel you, man. I was just in the car with my kid, and it's so weird for me to say it. I mean, I'm asking him, do you fuck with Stove God? Like, he's like, yeah.
Another dude I like right now is Billy Woods. Like, I'm just like, holy crap, digging into
He's
this.
on the 5 though. You gotta be. Is he on your 5?
Yeah, right now. I mean,
Okay, no,
I'm
that's
talking
good.
about right now.
That's good. No,
Because
you
my
should
vibe
think
would
that
change
way.
from
You should
Busta
think that's
Rhymes
why.
to LL Cool J
You
to
don't have
like
to
right
be
now.
right. No, I appreciate the analogy.
And the funny thing is, my next top 5 person is not even a rapper, but it's the things he puts out is Muggs. I love all the projects Muggs puts out, and I'm just like, CeeLo Green just had a song with them.
Oh, shit. I missed that one. Crazy.
Oh, it's so good.
It is.
And I'm...
Yeah. It must be that dope if you're putting them in your motherfucking top 5.
Yeah. Dude, Muggs is sick to me.
We didn't say producer.
Well, it's
just the things
But I'm gonna let you have
if
that.
I'm going to my
You
Spotify, I'm
just
typing
took the
some
spot.
names in.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not a rapper.
I know. Now I know what you mean. When you say that.
Technically, yes, he's a fucking rapper because he sits there, another one, and that's a lyric to that motherfucker.
Okay.
So I got a verse
You
on
had
that.
one more though. I think you had one more. You're on 4. You used to.
Okay, God, it's tough. I like your old Droog.
Okay.
A lot.
Yeah.
I listen to him a lot.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I can keep going, but
I like it how both your lists are like, I feel, but yet they're a lot different.
Right.
What about you?
Damn, that's hard.
That's not hard, bro. It doesn't have to be new. It could be just what you like. 5.
What do I listen to? I would have to say my number 1 probably Dell.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Hyro.
Yeah. It's like Dell.
It's one.
Maybe Redman up there?
Yeah. I can see it's a good one.
Trying to think of more people. I listened to a lot of underground when I was younger, and so I was still kind of listening to underground. I mean, I've listened to Biggie and Pac, all that shit.
You can combine them as one.
What?
You can combine them as one.
Yeah,
They're tied for.
Oh, don't even use
I'm
them. I'm just saying.
who else? I don't even know.
Well, you got 2 more slots.
2 more?
Yeah.
He listens to a bunch of kids songs now. You got a bunch of kids driving around.
Baby
I'll
Sure.
throw Mac Dre in there.
Mac Dre. Whoa, hey. Now we know.
Rest in peace.
Now you're letting us
Underrated.
in. Now you're letting us in.
Underrated.
Big Cush's life.
Hey, and I think I just saw Steph Curry is doing that.
Yes, I saw that, bro.
Yeah.
I love Curry, bro.
Yeah, me too.
And he's gonna be Mac Dre.
Have you heard that song for his documentary with, I can never pronounce home with Toby
and Weekway, yeah.
Yeah. Big Fish, Little Pond.
No
The
idea.
beat's dope too.
Huh. I'll keep my eye out.
Yeah.
Heck
I'm
yeah.
still trying to figure out if that's really Curry rapping on that shit.
Is he? I didn't know he was
In the video, he's rapping, but I don't know.
Nowadays, you can never tell. Yeah, no.
But if you're rapping like that, motherfucker taking over the world, shit. You can shoot like that and you can rap like.
Right.
You got one more.
Oh yeah, I'll probably have to say like Jizza, maybe.
All right.
Liquid Sword's my favorite album of all time.
Even out maybe like
most of the Wu-Tang just
Wu-Tang is just in there.
and is above the top 5.
It's hard to think of everything because
That's a good list, though, dude. So far, I think everybody, and they've been all way different.
Right. That's crazy.
Why don't you break it down?
I obviously got Tupac.
All right.
Hey.
That's the dude I heard and started making me want to do poetry and start coming up with rhymes and stuff. I got Brother Ali on there.
Oh,
hey.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then I got Rakim.
Dang.
Of course.
Okay. Yes.
And then the 2 ones next are current and just because I've been feeling what they're doing. I agree with you, JID.
Yeah.
That dude's killing it on multiple fronts. And then Corday. Just love the content. There's a couple songs that I'm like, you selling records right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like his first album that he came off after being with the first little crew that he was with. He just
YBN, yeah.
he just hit it with like real good content for pretty much every song on that album, and even the next one after that was still on point, had some decent features, and just
Yep.
liking seeing some of the younger cats. And I know it's not a group or it's not a solo artist, but those fucking
Fresh Coast.
yeah,
I guess.
Which one?
Fresh Coast?
or not the
Oh,
Fresh Coast.
not Fresh Coast?
Coach Contra.
Yeah,
Oh, is that, what am I thinking? I'm saying
those
wrong.
kids.
I think you're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, every time those guys pop up, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this
They're
is fucking hip hop. This guy's fucking.
Yeah, those guys remind me
I
of
just
the
feel
old
like-
Tribe Called Quest back in the day, and just the vibe.
Are two of them
they had
Rascas's
playing
kids?
Is that what they are? That's
Yeah, I think
crazy.
it's
out. That would
Twins are.
make some sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Shit.
that's
Oh, I
crazy.
didn't know. Oh, okay.
So they
Yeah.
were schooled in that, old school shit.
Yeah,
we
they
dropping
got
entertainment news right now.
Right. Nah, and what's crazy about it is they're staying consistent. I don't know who they got behind them, but you know what I'm saying? They got somebody on point dropping on their socials and everything like that because, or it's just money because, I mean, they're putting into making sure that they're having videos go viral like every few months.
Yeah.
They got
Every
a
few
Red
months
Bull
they're hitting my
sponsor
feed.
now too.
Yeah.
What's that?
I think they got a Red Bull sponsor now too. So.
Yep.
There's something happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're creative though. Like I keep seeing like fresh shit from them. Like I saw something where it was, not necessarily everything's brand new, but sometimes things come back. And it was a cipher where it's just like a camera that's like, just turning around, like swiveling the whole time on each, one. And some of these young kids have never seen that. We haven't seen it in a while. You know what I'm saying? It's about that, keeping it fresh, keeping it creative, and those dudes can rap.
Yeah, all the things I see go viral, they're rapping live at a table.
Is this a battle you're talking about?
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
battle, not battle. No, you haven't
Yeah.
seen these things?
No, I need to see.
You've seen it.
It's really almost like at a table like this
Yeah,
right here. It's
Oh,
kinda
this is
like-
Contra thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did see that because he showed it. But there's more of these, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
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 I don't know how often
They just
they're doing it, but
released that over the Busta. It's like
Yeah.
8-9 minutes. Usually I'll tune out after a little bit. I hear some dope shit. I'm like, okay, I ain't got this kind of time. But next thing I know, I'm like, damn, it's
I
over.
definitely was time,
Shit,
for sure.
I was still trying to figure out what that dude was saying in Spanish.
I know, right? That's some of the dopest shit too. That's something that people don't really be doing out here, right? It's something fresh, Now I saw what's crazy about it. Those last two people on your list, I actually saw Coach Contra and Corday at a concert. It was the first concert I took my boy up to. We went up to somewhere up in Oregon, and it was Coach Contra, and then Corday was headlining and everything. And that I hadn't heard of Coach Contra before that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel this was like right before our podcast before. I think you just
it
got
was.
back from that.
Yep, I think so. I think we were talking about it in the last pod.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was
crazy.
like when they dropped one of their first little around the table things.
Yep, and it
That's it.
seems it's blowing up consistently. Those dudes are killing it. And
I bet their
so,
live show is good.
Yeah, was it
You can
tight?
just tell.
oh, it was fire. Those dudes are, what I'm saying, and it's all dialed too. Like I just love how they're putting 100 into it because the dancing, they're doing choreographed dancing. I ain't saying like synchronized shit.
It ain't no
I'm saying like
Temptation
that.
shit.
Yeah, we didn't do it like that. They're like, whether it was like, they would just like break and then like two of them would come up. Like they had the performance dialed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that.
That's big time. For a live show to see that, you're like, oh, you put effort in.
I've seen,
Right.
seen some of the live footage online, and they really don't have a ton of overdubs pre-recorded on there. They understand, dude. There's four of us right here. We can handle this shit ourselves.
Right.
A lot of
And
practice.
taking some of that from the old school. I love how they're bringing the new school, their creativity, but still paying homage to the craft and how it's supposed to be done.
And I'm glad that they're blowing up on the level that they are, because that's showing a lot of these cats out here that have been missing that level of just quality in rap.
Yeah.
Like, I see a lot of people out there nowadays. This is conversation that's been happening quite a bit lately where people have been saying hip hop is dead, hip hop is dying, and this and that. But it's really interesting to me. One thing I want to say, number one, is that if you put any kind of a lens on Humboldt County at this time, hip hop is far from dead.
No.
Hip hop is thriving.
I never believe, whenever I hear that, man, I'm like, you're just not looking at
Right,
all.
right.
Hip hop has always been like, there's always some dudes out there just killing it. Or
And youngins too. The young, it's not. Yeah, the youngins are.
And
Yeah.
honestly, a lot of it, I'll give a lot of credit to you. Because
Well, especially from here, man. Yeah, man.
doing the shows and the
Hey.
open ciphers and everything, and Swizz when they were hosting those, like
Shout out to Fatboy and
keeping
Swizz.
everything going and just kind of taking the almost out torch and reigniting that and bringing it back.
Well, and we can't forget Knack, dude.
No.
Yep.
King Knack, man, he out there.
He's
running.
representing
Holding
all
down the Fat
elements
Bowl
of hip-hop.
Cypher, and Knack has been keeping the Fat Bowl Cypher going for 10 years now.
That's crazy.
It really is.
Just always.
And Eli been showing up for 12.
Or longer compared to if you go back. Eli Fowler, man, that dude, what's so crazy about Eli Fowler, man, he's one of the best performers out here. And so out of, being in the mix and doing what I do with this podcast and the shows and all this stuff, and I talk to people, and the thing that people hit me up about Eli Fowler all the time, they're like, who is the dude with the long hair? Because that dude kills it.
He's
and like
genuine.
every week I have somebody hit me up like that. Like they want to know who he is, because when you see him perform, it's, you feel that he's giving it his all. He's
100%.
not, it doesn't matter if there's two people in the crowd or anything like that. It doesn't matter. He's giving it his all.
Since he was like a teenager.
Yeah.
With the short hair, dude, like, to me, I remember like the first time I met him, I think I might have been at Eel River Brewing Company eating dinner, and he came up to the table and he was like, yo, he gave me like a CD. He had a burnt CD, and I was like, oh shit. And he was like, at the time we had Franco in the crew, and I was like, dude, this is like he's like the Franco coming up.
Yeah.
And kept it running.
Yeah.
I know. I wanted to see them.
Dude, it was like at the time.
I don't know if they ever squared off. I always thought that would have been cool to see, to see him. But I don't think they ever really.
I don't think so.
Similar, but
Different.
very different
Yeah.
personalities.
Yes.
I just mean the drive.
Yeah.
And the lyricism from a long time ago.
When I hear Eli, I can hear his genuine love for music and for what he is doing up there.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of respect for that.
Yeah, it's refreshing to me because you don't always get that. You get people that even I'm not shitting on nobody struggling, but you feel people struggling, but there's a level of like confidence that Eli has, where he's like, it doesn't and he said it on the podcast before too. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been on the podcast twice. Him and Mika Sun were on a few episodes ago. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, I don't care, I'm not repeating word for word, but I'm just saying, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm doing what I want to do, and he's pushing it 100%. And it doesn't matter, like, if you don't tap in, because there's always going to be the people that are tapping in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when you see somebody that's giving it like that. Yeah. Because it's not easy to go up on the stage and open up and catch the vibe and catch the energy and tap in, tune into it like he does every single time. Like, that's not easy. If you think about how often people maybe perform around here and everything like that, like we see people performing like maybe every few months to maybe once a year or something like that, right? You may not see them all the time, but when you see them, they got to be giving it their all around here. Otherwise, they're not going to get picked up around here. And so I feel like Eli has seen that. He knows how to command the crowd. He knows how to tap in, pull that energy. You know what I mean? And just create that moment like he talks about. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all about creating that moment, these moments that just like fade away. You know what I mean? But he creates
keeps the people in the community wanting more.
And like, like in Soho, where he comes out, and they love him. And I love that. You show up at a show of his at Stone Junction or something, man, they know people are stoked.
Yep. Yeah, they know they're in for a good show.
Yeah.
You're going to be watching from across the street.
Yeah.
Having your friend like live streaming on the phone so you can watch it.
Hey, now that's modern day shit right now. That's how to really do it.
I can't afford to get in, man. Just film it for me and put it on Facebook.
Top 5.
Oh,
GMT's top 5.
Yeah.
Well, I know my number 1 is Andre from Outkast. I have to, man.
Bro.
Yeah, 3 Stacks. It's funny because some of the population will put him in the 10.
Still waiting for that album to drop. Killer Mike was on there too. Shit.
So I got him number 1. I got to look at it from my standpoint, really. Even if I'm not a fan of him, it's just like we're talking about the best. So then I got to put Tupac. I got to put Biggie. So I got the 3, and then probably got to put maybe Lil Wayne.
Oh snap, he's good.
And then my last pick I'm just gonna be for my Fear and Loathing music. I think I'm gonna go for Young Dolph.
Hey, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
That's my 5.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He brought out music, man, that it's so interesting that it gets seen in a different light when somebody passes. But before he passed, he was dropping music that was catchy.
Oh
for
man,
people.
I was loving it.
You were playing it for years.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
You were working,
I
you were playing it. I was like, Dolph, you know?
Yeah.
And then I got used to his voice, and
Yeah.
I never had seen what he looked like at all.
Voice,
So I've never watched any videos where we've always listened to it. In my mind, he looked way different. And then I started checking out his videos. I was like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. That happens sometimes. It's kind of cool to not see what someone looks like sometimes and just, I don't know, just get
That's
into
why
it.
I originally got into radio, man.
Yeah.
I that was for me, again, if we're talking about the best rappers, I just would like, if I'm in a mood or I just really want to go somewhere where I don't want to think about anything other than maybe what I'm working on or just to be in a vibe, it was the Dolph. Because I don't even care what he's saying half the time. It's like, it just feels, it's just a vibe. And he did say cool shit, but
Yeah.
I didn't check him out. I haven't checked that much out.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then too, like once somebody's at a level where they're not just hyping themselves up, like he was really in the streets, the things that he was doing to help his family. I think he was one of the ones, right? Like he was buying like his kids like property all the time to set them up,
Generational wealth.
Yeah, he was really on that tip,
Man,
and
that's
so
crazy. Be from Memphis and then get Captain Memphis, man.
Right.
That's just the worst.
That's usually where it happens.
I know, that's what you always hear him say.
That's usually where your beef is. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like usually when you get in a car accident, it's not too far from your house.
Yeah.
Right.
Now
Now
I check that. It's like statistically 100 feet from your crib.
Now he's got that dude Key Clock I would see on some of his tracks that and then I started listening to him now a little bit now. He's got some decent stuff from the younger generation.
he's in my algorithm right now.
Yeah,
man.
I like
Is that right?
stuff. Yeah,
I
check
haven't
Key
heard
Clock
him
out,
either. Yeah.
He kind of gives you a little bit of that Dolph. He doesn't really sound like him, but I noticed he definitely got influenced by him because he'll put his cadences a little bit in it.
Mm-hmm.
Dolph's cadences were just, that's really
His voice
fun.
is good too. It's like,
Rest in
That's
peace.
just a shit. He's just
Honorable mention though, Killer Mike. That
Yes.
new album he just dropped is
That's a big production.
it's
Huh?
fucking
It's production.
I still can't stop listening to it. I
Yep.
listen to that thing. It's like when I first heard ATLians.
Yeah.
And I just had that shit. Like I wore that tape out in my tape player. I had to pull the shit out, and I had to go buy another one.
Fix it, yeah.
There was no fixing.
No,
I done worn the shit out of that.
Killer Mike is ill, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, the list could keep going now. I'm like, NLP, dude, both those guys.
I know, there's so
Joel
many
was so
people
good.
that we could
You know?
probably missing some too.
Somebody's probably though that's a hip hop head, right? And hype your boy. He'd probably hear like screaming, "What about Jay-Z?"
Oh, I know. I love though that everybody's list was completely different, just about. Other than Big and Pac, maybe floating around, it was different. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, I gotta put Big and Pac in there, even though I know it sounds cliche and they've only had a short time frame of music. But man, just when they moved the world, so man, the times that I just remember listening to the Tupac stuff was just. Some of the funnest times of my life. So
That's nice.
That
this shit
whole
is
All Eyes
penetrating.
on Me.
The double album of just shoot.
Which now that it's streaming, it's like you can't even. It doesn't get its double album credit.
He had
It's
everybody,
just
he
a
had
big
Redman
ass
on
list.
there. I mean, he had
Right.
everybody on. Did
Right.
you know Redman was on all that? You probably did.
Yeah.
And Biggie's even on that thing, I think.
Damn. I was late to the Tupac thing. Like, I think that I've always gone through a lot of hip hop stuff where it was popular and I just hate on that shit.
Man.
And then I'd be late to the show and be like, oh yeah, the same with Jay-Z. Like, fucking hated Jay-Z.
Mr. Ocean.
Not because I didn't know shit about him. Like, it's too popular. And then I'd be like, my favorite rapper is Jay-Z. For like a minute.
Mr. Ocean bought me that Tupacalypse album, the first album, when we were, I think I was like maybe just graduated high school, 93 or 92. So, man, dude, it was the East Coast sounding too at that time. He hadn't even gotten here to the West Coast yet. But it was dope. Like on Juice, when the Juice movie came out.
Yeah, that movie was good too.
Which now I'm just thinking, like, if I would have an optional top 5, I'll put Tretch on there almost as one of them too.
Tretch, huh?
Yeah, he's so dope. I mean, he didn't have a long. I mean, he's still probably going, but I don't. His collection, I don't know if it's as long.
You just probably confused a bunch of kids.
He's a good. Well, I just mean he didn't have a long.
But they do know OPP. These kids out here.
When that song came out, and I first heard OPP, I didn't even think it was that. I was like, oh, this is cool, but man, just the reaction at the parties, and then I was like, okay, now I see what's going on. But
Down for OPP.
I was talking about these kids really know about OPP. They be active out here, but that's a whole nother story.
All know other people's property.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about other people's pussy.
Yeah.
You talking about radio edit?
Same thing.
Now you just learned about
That's the Tony Knight right there.
Nah, heck yeah, Tresh. That's what's up, though.
You know, because he was a really good front dude, and his shit did go. His flows is nice.
I mean, it just keep going, dog. We talk
Prodigy,
about
I have to put Prodigy. I almost put him out of mine
sick,
too. I almost
yes.
put mine in.
Yeah. A lot of dudes that are passed. Rest in peace.
A lot of dudes that have
of
passed, just like MFD. If you wouldn't have said that, I would have put him in mine. But you said so. I said, Heavy D was dope. He had a lot of production too.
Waterbed Head, baby. That shit was.
Oh man, Waterbed Head. Is that his belly? Is that the?
No, that was an album.
What was it?
Waterbed Head, baby.
I know.
Man, and see a lot of these kids out here, you know, they missed all that. So it's interesting to me. I just don't have the perspective of it, right? Because we're the age that we are. But to have grown up and listened to hip hop, and you started way later than we did, and you didn't experience any of that, the late 80s, the early 90s and stuff, when 93 and 96, it was Cal that talked about it on the last podcast, 93 and 96 were fire ass years.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't imagine like not having been around and been listening to hip hop during those years. And when you go back, if you're cool enough and a connoisseur of hip hop enough and the culture enough to go back and listen to Outkast or Quemini, you know what I'm saying?
Some of these kids are here because of that.
Right. Give thanks. They better give thanks. You know?
You don't even know about the culture, but you need to be thankful for the culture.
Or the Busta Rhymes. Dude. It was like, we definitely.
I mean, Tribe, LL Cool J.
Let's go top. Let's do groups real fast.
Outkast, Tribe,
Clips. Don't forget about Clips.
And Wu-Tang's still up here.
Yeah.
Of course. I do this in a lot of drink champs and stuff like that. So they do a lot of this breaking down, and it's funny. It always goes Wu-Tang versus NWA. I was like, what side do you sit on? You know?
See, I liked NWA. I did.
I did until Cube left, and I chose Cube.
Lyrically, nobody was fucking with Cube.
I was like,
I was thinking you could put him on the top 5 too.
Although I still would bump 100 miles and running or whatever you had, when they were beefing.
Yeah, 100 miles and running, you said? Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
I just remember being the young, when you first saw that album, the NWA album, people were starting to hit like Dope Man in the, not the radio, but in your boxes and stuff. Yeah. Man, it is a vibe, right? That's just hot, dude. Everybody's like, why is he wearing clocks? I know Flavor had clocks, but they were wearing clocks too.
Really?
Yeah, they're on the album. There's a dude wearing the clock.
Oh man, well,
the Feelers. I don't know who was it. I think in the album cover they don't even see the faces of them. Isn't it just like? Is there? I can't remember the album cover so much, but
I'm gonna say Rand's probably the one wearing the clock.
Yeah, maybe.
And back in that time, Ice-T was one of my favorites.
Ice-T.
Yeah. I love seeing Ice-T still hold it down though too. Like he's got that influence where now at this point, like he's just got that wisdom, right? Where he's been there, he's done that, he's seen a lot, he's seen more than you. Like he's like okay, and then now like he'll just drop wisdom on Twitter
all the time. On Twitter, he's like
he needs to just start rapping the Law and Order intro.
Right? Was he pre-NWA or is he like?
It's about that same time. I think it's hard to say if they were pre or not because I was just. It's funny how I grew up in Eureka, which is some random hick town in Northern California, but they had the hip hop tape section at Payless. That had, like LL Cool J, Run DMC, Ice-T, NWA, and you're like, all right.
The big old long thing that takes like this big and this long, so you can put it down your pants.
Yeah, that's how I learned how to do shoplifting those things, man.
Dude. The things these kids never experienced, right? Having a shoplift CD.
Bro. They probably heard us say tapes like a bunch of times. Like
cassettes,
Dope, man. Dope.
That's how we first recorded on tapes.
Yeah, with the 4-track. Yeah, that shit was fun.
All the legends that have been on this podcast have been a 4-track. You know what I'm saying?
First thing you had to record, bump tracks over, record
for the overdubs.
Still haven't listened to. I still
run out of blank tapes.
You have all the tapes, though.
I know. I haven't listened. I need to find a tape player.
That's the hard thing nowadays, right?
It's popular to release tapes now.
Yeah,
It's like
it
records.
came back. It came back.
I just
Yeah.
don't see. I mean, that's cool, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't buy one.
Yeah,
CDs are the lost thing now.
They're all lost.
And
CDs,
MP3
tapes,
players.
records they're popular, but it's like I don't have a record player either.
CDs
man. Like,
still are dope, I think,
Yeah.
because here's like for us, for instance, we make all these songs, right, and then we share them together on Google Drive or whatever, Telegraph.
Are you burning
whatever.
CDs?
Not now, but what I'm saying is that
Like,
so that's
you
how we
are
listen to
old.
stuff. So right, so you got your collection of songs on the Google Drive, and we're all listening, so we can take notes on what to turn this up, turn down, whatever the order. But you have to every time, like if you're working or something, you got to go back and hit play and search and hit play. Back when we used to burn the CDs, which you would do at your house, just burn one for everybody, right? You get in a car and you just play. You hear how it goes, transitions and everything. It was just much easier. I
How
feel
much
like.
time we spend sitting in cars listening to
Yeah,
the
give somebody
tracks?
a beat CD, you know, they can, here's a CD.
That's a
with
question
12,
for
15
Mr.
beats.
Ocean.
Instead of
Oh,
having
I
to go
know.
to email and, you know, I don't
Right.
know.
About the
It was really
Yeah, it's
useful.
very simple.
I think so too. See, the thing about it is between all these mediums that we all dealt with, you know what I mean, between tapes, even, 8-track and all that, even before that, you know what I'm saying, on the video level and everything like that, like all those old, like if it had the ribbon, if it was like a tape and it had a ribbon in it, there was, difficulties involved with that. And we all saw that between even VHS tapes get, wound up in your thing, you know what I'm saying? But the CD, the CD, it was just one solid thing. It's plastic, it's hard, it would get scratched up.
It would scratch.
And just don't move it.
But you
Don't
could
move
avoid
that
it. You could
motherfucker.
avoid it. You could avoid it. And in
It
our
was
case,
a digital instead of fucking bumping the record player back in the day.
Yeah.
You don't dance near this motherfucker.
I'm thinking about that. My jackets in my truck, like I would, and then go camping and get dusty, and everything would get scratched coming in and out of those. things.
We'd have shows like at parties, and we'd have the beats on discs, and then people getting live on the stage and jumping like stir fry Willie jumping from it, just be like, skip.
There was always a problem. Now these kids, it's all digital. They don't have to worry about skipping none of that, ribbons.
That's the one good thing about that.
That main problem is you got Wi-Fi.
That's another problem.
That's the first one.
Bluetooth up in there.
I know.
You handed me this plastic cord looking thing with the buttons.
Most people are bringing their beats on finger drives usually to give the DJ, right? I mean,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
probably the best.
At least now, for people performing, I mean, it's normal. You're gonna bring a thumb drive and have your stuff on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think now at this point in Humboldt County, what's interesting about it is we've got there's a certain element of Humboldt County hip hop, and there's a bar. And what I'm saying is, there's going to be people that are not lip syncing. We've talked about this. We talked about this.
Yeah, no, this is a big
topic.
topic. Since we've been talking about this, I don't know if it's something how the earth or everything just goes out and then start hearing from other directions. I'm hearing this on multiple podcasts, people bringing this up. Because,
And what do they think about it?
because you'll get like, it's a split thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll hear people say like, oh, I saw Too Short and he's not, his stuff's not on there. I hear everything and it was amazing. And then some people are like, well, the show just sounds fuller and bigger, having the vocals on it, so more of the crowd is getting the. I don't know,
Yeah, I definitely hear those different arguments, but for me, in terms of just as a person that observes people doing the craft, there has to be some level of like if you actually. What's interesting about it is this. There's now a lane for lip syncing because whether I'm posting on social media and like looking at what like little tags you can put on there, there'll be there's a tag for lip syncing. There's not a tag for hip hop or nothing like that hip hop, but there's a tag for lip syncing. So there's like this actual lane of this shit where it's slowly become a lane, and that's what's weird to me is that like you have to for me. I get that part of it, the part of the conversation where, okay, like depending on who you're playing to and the size of the venue and how many people are in there, sometimes having some backing vocals on that may just sound better.
The harmonies. Or
right.
Overdubs.
It creates a better experience for the people in the audience, right? But also just on a creative level, bro, like if you're doing hip hop and you're saying you're an MC.
Right.
And you're not able to move past that level of lip syncing. Right. then that's problematic.
It is because a drummer or a guitar player or a pianist is on stage, and if something's off key or they miss, they're all out there. And so I think the audience member figures, well, if this is what you deliver, that's your skill is the rhymes, then deliver it, right?
Right.
And if you fall off, then that's a risky take. And if you look nervous, that's a risky take. But what shuffles you out from the rest is if you got the confidence, you have the skill, to stay on. I mean, that's...
What else are you going to do up there if you're not rapping?
That's the part.
If fuck up and your vocals are on there, there's no coming back from that.
Right.
You just have to catch back up with your song.
Right.
If you fuck up and you don't have that, you can just freestyle and it becomes something organic.
Back in the day, remember some of those dudes, they would just start flooding around the stage. Just like, what's my chance of dancing?
G&G's beats always stay the same.
But that was part of like the rush of it, is you able to get through your verses. Because that's kind of nerve wracking. You're like, okay, I've had a couple beers. Okay, what's the, I know the first line of my, once you know the first line, usually you can make it through. But sometimes you're like, man, we just made this, hope I make it halfway.
More stress.
The way I look at it, if you're coming to a live show, you're coming for a different experience and paying for a different experience than just listening to the music like you do at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're wanting some of those variations, some of those different things like, dude, he fucked up, but he did a sick freestyle that nobody else is going to see. Because it's never going to be that same freestyle again.
Right.
So, I don't know. If I'm paying my money and I find out they're going to just be playing that, just give me the CD. I'll go home and you can give me a refund for the other like $60.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll buy some snacks and some In-N-Out or some shit on the way home and enjoy the album.
Exactly. And you get the full money from the album if you purchase an album kind of thing. Compared to streaming and all that, you get pennies. You get barely anything. So the game has definitely changed.
And you gotta have millions and maybe even billions streaming to make money streaming.
Hey, Snoop's still trying to figure out how it works.
So that blurb is awesome, man. That's one of the best blurbs, or whatever you want to call that, where he's
it don't make no sense.
Yeah, that is good.
It's just got to be a simple breakdown.
Somebody's gonna figure it out. Maybe in the next 5-10 years, I don't know.
Someone will
figure it out. It's gonna change. Everything changes.
Right.
I don't know what the answer is, but
they haven't figured out.
Well, it's just they're making membership. They're obviously platforms are making membership sales.
It's not going to be Spotify
and
forever.
Break it down however they want to.
I was thinking that same thing today though. I was like, and it was it's streaming now, but what is it going to change into? It always changes. So maybe it moves back into something having more of a physical element or something.
I kind of hope so in a way. I feel like we've been on a free for all.
NFTs for albums.
More money's got to go back to artists.
Before it was physicals, but it was owned by the record company. It'd be rad if it went from streaming back to physicals that are owned by people self-distributing, because then they'd really make the dough.
Yep. Yeah, facts.
It's just technology. Some way, someone will figure it out.
And it's important that somebody does, because the interesting thing about it is now with the scene, not just around here, but I'm talking about streaming and just music in general, right? It's taking the money out of it, because like Sonny just said, you could actually make some money selling physicals. You know what I mean? But now the money is. The music is more like the marketing. And music has become that slowly, where the music has got to be dialed and it's got to be on point, just period. And then whatever else you're doing, it's the rest of it. It's like how you can perform, like we were just talking about, how you can pull a crowd in. Can you consistently pull a crowd in? Build a crowd locally? Like all that matters at this point. The music is almost just like an afterthought or the pre-thought.
Because you got to make the money off the shows, so hopefully you're breaking down, and then off the merch. That's really it. And then you're hoping for somebody to see you that maybe can put you on a bigger show, and then maybe you get pulled into a movie or something. It's like you really gotta be out there.
Gentlemen, I gotta hit the volume.
You going to the head?
Yeah.
All right.
Now, it's true, though, nowadays, too, and, one of the interesting things for me is that it's interesting to watch the different homies in the community, like, all run their different brands and how they're doing different things, right? We'll talk. Well, I'll wait till Sonny comes back, because we definitely got to hit on Cult of the Wild. Shout out to Sonny and what he's doing with that. Like, on a level of, I've got just about every single shirt he's dropped, you know what I mean? Because the art is fire, But,
Long's art's always fire.
Yeah, we just came from Wong's house.
Yeah, we talked about last night. Lots of Wong art in the house and in my garage.
Yeah, we just came from Wong's house, dude. And he had some big ones all over the place. I was like,
hell
damn, dude. His house was interesting.
I love this community. I go out to the diver, and he's got this artwork all over.
Too many on the table.
Yeah. And the big ones, like you said too, where it's like, man, like they're doing some dope Sonny Wong pieces up there.
I don't know what sizes those ones are. I'm sorry, bro. Remind me what? You're taking back with us?
No, that's perfect, brother. No, that's good. Yeah.
Like I said,
we're ready for more.
I brought some of this fine Sarge wine.
Yeah, shout out to Sarge. Jay the Sarge, man.
Man, he gave me a case a while ago, 4 years ago, and said put it upside down, for like half a year or something, and then put it right side up, and then it'll be good. But it's been about 4 years now.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to cork it away from all the gear, so I'm gonna leave for a second.
Got you, brother. That's what's up. Shout out to Jay the Sarge and everything that he's doing out there, man. He's still holding it down. His crew, so just between anybody that's watching right now on the pod, his crew, the Wisdom Band, is going to be opening up for Kabaka Pyramid at the ATL coming up. That's October 13th. That's going to be a fire show because, so I'm not trying to reveal too much, you know what I'm saying? I just get the words from the homie Swizzlo about what's going down, this and that. But, Fat Bowl's having their cipher. They got the homies, Knack One, Eli Fowler, Flo J. Simpson is going to be there. And they got a special playlist lined up.
For the Fat Bowl Cypher?
Yeah, for the Fat Bowl Cypher.
I'm going to be running with Goldie on this.
Yeah, then that's what's up. So then that's the next day, October 14th, at the Epitome Gallery is the Fat Bowl Cypher, where G&G's on that one. Goldie
I'm going to try to get out and
G.
check that one out.
Oh, heck yeah, I'll be there. Definitely.
You didn't go to the Prof?
I didn't, but I saw some videos from him, man. Like that place was up.
I got some respect for that cat. He comes off the wall a little bit with the track Prof.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw
Breadman,
yeah.
Pack lunch.
I saw Cal.
That shit gets stuck in my head at the gym all the time.
Yeah.
Pack lunch.
And that's one of the things I love about the ATL too, is because you get some dope names coming out there sometimes.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Humboldt.
Yeah, we need that,
Let's try it.
I know, I wish I had cups, but
Oh, let me bring some more cups. Yeah.
The vino from Humboldt. I wish I could say what kind it is. Sarge is gonna be like, damn, bro, you didn't say what kind it is. But
Let's see.
it's the good kind, Sarge. Smell okay?
Oh, that thing's got some good things.
Is that what that is? What does that mean? How you gonna
That's
some legs?
like when you see it like coming down.
It means it's got some
longer
broth.
it
Thank
stays.
you.
Yeah, brother.
That means it's brothy. It's the wine broth. Same thing. I can say that. Damn, listen to that force, that vino. I'm just gonna take a little tiny snip because I'm driving. I've had my one beer. GMG always just has one beer. I just refer to myself as
Okie.
third portion.
Tastes good.
There you
Oh, thanks, man.
go. Yeah, it's Okie. Okie from the
I'm
Skokie.
not the connoisseur. It tastes good.
No, that's a smooth one.
Oh, good lord.
You guys crack the wine?
Yeah,
Tastes better than my-
that's good, dude.
Thank you, Sarge. That smells fire. Oh, man. There you go, Sonny.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Cheers, G and Sarge.
Shout out to Jay the Sarge, yo,
Cheers,
for
man.
real.
Good man, bro.
Hey, I'm not even gonna put that logo up there.
Who's the man? Oh, it's the Starbucks. Yeah.
Hey, you
No
know,
master.
They ain't
say
paid.
that shit. Now you
They ain't
got
paid.
Hey.
That's our next sponsor.
Oh, sorry, brother.
Might as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that, while we're
Let's get
going,
a sponsor. Man.
yeah, I want to go around and talk about the sponsors real quick. So shout out, we talked about Eureka Florist. Shout out to Eureka Florist. We got Garth Cultivator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Garth is sponsoring the podcast. Shout out to Garth
That's OG
Cultivator.
right there.
Yeah,
Big
he came on
time,
a cushion
man.
studio one time with his son when we did 10 lighter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
which is a dope song.
We did that one
Yeah.
video too.
If you haven't heard 10 Ladder,
Oh,
look
yeah.
that one up.
Flowers. No, what was it called? That was that video that you guys did. We want to look up on
But
YouTube.
Nile helped you with the sample on that one.
Yeah, Niall Keegan.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Niall.
Yeah.
He brought me that sample and we made that beat. What was it called? It was called shoot.
Well, shout out to Garth Cultivader for sponsoring the podcast.
Yeah, I love seeing him out too, man. I just recently I seen him twice. I saw him at the Crisp show, Knack One's Crisp show. Shout out to Knack One for doing that at the Crisp Lounge.
Yeah, I wish we could get something there sometime. You know,
talk to Knack One. I'm not saying about him.
Yeah, I'm talking to these guys. Sometimes I got to get them to be able to do it first.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
you guys.
Well, shout out to Knack for fucking decorating that building up so nice too.
Yeah,
you know, you just drive through, you can't not see that.
No,
that's taking just the aesthetics of Eureka up so much because you know what I'm saying. They've been doing the we're painting utility boxes and all that, bro. But now we've got something hip hop.
Straight up.
Right in front of everybody's face, right off the freeway like that, you know? And so.
And really, if you know Knack, man, dude, he is a gym, a hip hop gym from when you talk about elements.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
all of
yep.
Goodness.
Yep. Actually, all four elements, all the elements, really, he's been holding it down. You know, people didn't know that.
Yeah, he can break too.
Yep.
I've seen him up rock.
Yeah.
This is Chris. It's a dispensary when you go into the bathroom. Across from the board.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
I was blessed to see just that I think it was the Humboldt Hip Hop Congress show at the Eureka Friday Night Market a few weeks ago. It was a fire show, and Knack One. He said he was like, "Hey, I got the energy in me," and he was breaking, and I'm like,
"Oh, really? Yeah.
He looked like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Shout out King Knack, brother.
Yeah. Hey, man, he's been holding it down out here, and shout out to him too. He's really the person behind this podcast. He really had the idea. You know what I'm saying? So this podcast wouldn't even be here without Knack One. So
yeah, no, I mean he's a diplomat that brought like the real elements from where he was. FSC crew, you know, where he came up and that's as real as it gets when it comes to hip hop.
Yep.
I remember when Franco, I don't know if it was you or Franco, like the first interaction we had with Knack. You know, I think he had moved from the Bay and had been here, you know, at the time, not long.
I knew him from graffiti, and I knew he rapped, and you know, we were rapping at the same time. So I mean, I knew him from graffiti.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know him and Franco were starting to work. You know,
dude, Franco was over there recording all the time. You know,
definitely.
Hey, we got to get Franco on the pod at some point.
Man, you should definitely get Franco on the pod.
I need to holler at him.
He definitely holds a big leg of hip hop in Humboldt.
Yeah,
should be told to. Yeah,
should be told.
Because he put in a lot of work and was definitely holding it down with us and without us.
Yeah. National.
Yeah.
Scribble Jam finals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he was the last. I'm not a specialist on battle rapping, but at least for me as a producer that loves hip hop. Watching battles when he was doing it was really cool because they did it with a beat. Now, I don't know if it's now, but at least when he was in the later part of battling, and from what I've seen people show me, there's no beat.
Yeah, it's all kind of stand-up style.
And I'm just like, bro, it's like here, watch this jump rope, but there's no jump rope.
I do love it on the beat too. And I love Franco, watching Franco, because you could tell he would start off until someone really pissed him off.
Yeah.
And then you knew he was coming like a cobra.
He was so good at writing the beat, though. Any beat, like double time beat, he would just kill. Yeah, just like
he can switch the beat in mid verse. He could just didn't matter.
Yeah, he could freestyle better than like.
I hope you do get Franco on the show sometime.
Yeah, I'll be blessed to.
I'd like to hear him. You know.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. That's that bar that I'm talking about, where there's a bar out here of quality, where there have been people making music out here above that bar, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not even, we're talking about, you know, people that are having backing vocals on their tracks. Meanwhile, Franco's out here. You know what I'm saying? Or Knack One, like we're talking
recently, I think, like within the last year, he opened.
Yeah, I think the Siren song definitely did ATL. I think he was freestyling at the Siren song.
It might have been.
That was actually that was the show. That was the Afro Man show.
That's right.
And Flo J. That was the show where Flo J was in that black suit with the orange Giants logos on it. Yeah, man. And
did you go to that show?
Yeah.
Did you see Franco that night?
Yep.
Oh, man.
That was actually my first time seeing Franco perform.
Nice.
Right.
And he was strong.
Yeah, because the other time we were here, I hadn't heard of him when we were on here all together, and then you got to catch like pretty quickly after that.
Mm-hmm.
Show.
Yeah.
Which Rex, I think I might have talked about this last time I was on here with you, but Rex had showed me a clip. He had recorded at I think that's Siren Song or something, and it was just DJ M was spinning or something, and then he was playing like instrumental. Franco got up there, started spitting.
Yeah,
and I hadn't seen Franco do freestyles in a long time, but you know he looked pretty much like usual Franco.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Franco back in the day.
But he wasn't edge. It was true though. Okay, if we're going all the way 100 though, yeah. Compared to my song back in the day, like when you guys were all young running around, he was on a different level though. Then he was definitely.
He was nuts.
Most talented person I've ever been around.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
You get sick of fucking being around the freestyle.
Oh,
Like, Jesus, bro, please stop battling.
I remember being at Reggae on the River, and he wanted to be like the best fucking rapper.
Did he battle Baby J or whatever?
Yeah, he went outside. They had a bus or something, potluck, or they had a bus, and he was rapping outside the bus, yelling at the bus,
battle rapping.
Yeah,
uninvited battle rap.
I don't know.
And if someone had a problem with him, that's battle.
Yo, dude.
Yeah. You're lucky to be on his side.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I had to pull people off him too.
Yeah,
I remember at Club West one time in the parking lot, he put his hands on somebody's hat, like was rapping and went like that, and then he snapped on him and picked him up and put him against the car, and then Long came by, hey, bro. Sorry,
a couple times.
It's competitive. Hip hop is competitive, you know. And Franco's took the battle rap bar to a whole new level, and he's from Humboldt County.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, Fortuna representing there.
Yeah, man.
I heard just before I forget, I wanted to mention earlier is I was listening to Burner on the Bootleg Kev podcast, and he mentioned I guess at the end of the podcast, Bootleg Kev will ask somebody to give him a story, like give me a wild story, like something wild that happened to you. And Burner's story was somewhere he was in Humboldt and something went down. I don't know the specifics, but they were definitely talking about Humboldt, getting trapped in Humboldt almost or something like that, getting held up almost in Humboldt or something like that.
Oh, selling weed or something?
I don't know, just I it was just this recent one I heard, and they were
Burner and Humboldt. It was probably over like construction.
Well, obviously it's not weed, but yeah, Humboldt's definitely. I mean, I believe it 100%. I know it's going to happen. I believe it. You're definitely the helm of it. A lot of it is that this place is it's going to pop. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be like people are going to be, rock stars or anything, but people are going to know it's going to happen. Humboldt's there's going to be a documentary or it's going to get popular because there's a big scene here.
Highway out there doing his thing now too.
Yeah, I haven't seen Highway on my feed just like going nuts right now. He's on tour. He's doing shit that like I dream. He's in Brooklyn. He's in New Mexico. He's in Chicago.
How many shows in a row? Seems like he's been.
It looked like his shit was that long list. It looked like Metallica and shit. They were touring.
And even like comparing to Franco, dude, Highway sword's always been sharp.
Yep.
From back in the day.
Yep.
And he's getting a lot of love, dude. I see him posting with the people. Like he's getting with the people in the crowds and just, taking them in, names.
The thing I love.
What's up, getting in.
Seeing that kid when he came in and I interviewed him on the radio and he straight up told me how his goal was to record and perform with Tech9.
Oh, man.
And then he's
doing
Strange Music Studio. He's on tour.
Just there. Nah, I love watching it too, man. That's the thing. Is that Highway? See, he'll be humble about it, but he's operating at I want to say as close to a pro level that somebody can be operating at when you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
In a sense, you know what I'm saying? Like. I don't see anybody out there with the YouTube presence that like nobody in Humboldt County Hip Hop, and this is not a knock. This is an observation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Nobody has the presence that Highway has on YouTube, and that's big because that's helping him reach. If you're maximizing these tools and reels and all that kind of stuff, like you're reaching thousands of people outside of the area, and that's how you get it to pop. So he knows this. He knows if he just stays consistent and continues to run his lane and push it 100% like he's doing, he's going to continue to grow. And so he's walking a path and he's paving a lane. And so I think that people and the younger cats around here, anybody making music around here, you're going to give Highway respect, but you have to because of what he's done for the culture. He's literally taking the culture to another level. Like I feel like. Potluck, there was a big wave when Potluck was big, right? And there was everything that happened around that. And it lasted a long time. Like it lasted a decent amount of time. Highway has stayed consistent this whole time. And the music has gotten more and more dialed, too.
He's Humboldt County's middle child.
Hey, there you go.
You know what I'd like to also point out for Highway, because sometimes when you have a rapper who's good and stuff, and you have someone backing them and pumping them, dude, Big Daddy was there 150% pushing that, you know, and I always want to make sure, like, Highway definitely has a skill to do it. But he also had someone in his corner, that's so important, you know, like, I don't even know how you get that. You just got someone who's like, yo, I believe in your dream, and it's down to pump that shit.
I think we got what was on your first album? What was the song called that he was on? The first album, the Green Thumbs and Cauliflowers, which probably is one of my favorite albums
great album.
ever. Easily one of my favorite albums ever.
Big Trouble in Little Humboldt's got it.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good album, man. But
all
favorite
Chris's
Push
albums
album,
is dope, dude.
Heck yeah. But you guys been collaborating way back. Highway, Eli Fowler, the whole scene.
Yeah, Garth, you know, like all them cats.
That one that I put out on the internet, California Soul with Garth.
Yep.
It's me, Wongs, and Garth.
And that was a while ago.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what's up. Garth is still out there full force. He's still out there dropping dope music.
I get a snap
good fan
every
base.
once in a while.
Yep.
I'm like, wait, I have Garth on
I can remember the name of that.
I know.
and there's that's like one of the few snaps I get.
Let me give a little.
You know what he's doing too? He's pushing. He's doing the same thing where he's consistent with it out there. He's pushing as many fronts as he can. I see him. I mean, that's the thing about it, right? He's been making music around here for a while, right? But in terms of how he's operating out there, he's hungry. It looks like he's like hungry out there, like somebody that's young, that's like, let's fucking go. And so that's what I love out here. He just did a track with Mr. DL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yes.
I'm playing a little snippet of the one that had Kush and Highway on it.
Oh,
this is
do
old.
you know what year this is?
Yeah, what year do you think this is? Man, this shit is so dope.
Don't say it.
Have you ever heard this album?
Got post-war syndrome taking over. Go nuts before you ever go dumb. Load up and put the plan in motion. Barrel down the throat, you're so new. Squeezing, but your fingers still won't push. Like a supernova. This is me, this quota. Cold crush, Babylon, snap out the coma. Like bang, fall for that mirage. Free to make all that's involved. Dress you in that camouflage. Put you out there so you take the fall. Now that's the sound of the car, and then you're outlined in chaw. So step up to step down. There's no better time than now to get out. Veterans get a discount on the movie Dead Presidents. Halfways and tenements placed in the ghetto is placed straight repping it, waving a weapon at base heads when you're pissed, raising your level of malevolence. Lobotomize you, then take away the evidence. That's after the depression hits and leaves an impression on your face, hella prevalent. Fucking a bitch raw, no sentiment, then sending them back to the wrong residence. It's a trap, we set and forget we stepped it. Trying to get away with our leg in it. The only way to settle it is to revel in it, grab a syringe and inject it. Watching yourself fly right in the weapon. It's a one-man battle without your regiment like that.
One of the classics.
Yeah. I don't know what was happening. I was fucked up when I do that shit.
Thank you, dude, for letting us play clips. Dude. I hope
Yeah.
Oh, of course. No,
I
this
feel
is
like
fine.
we have such a deep library of music that just like, you know, just trying to get out there to
You
more.
should play
than
that
what-
short one, The Experiment.
I think that's on the You're At one. That's the first. I don't know. We got that.
It's like a 9-minute track. Like, that shit's fucking long.
Yes, man.
Yeah, shit. We played this
Perform
Nap
that
one.
live,
bro.
too.
We played real-
Oh, Necwa in the same era, right?
Yeah, this is the same one. Same.
This gotta be at least like 2008, 2000. What? I mean, is that too old, you think, to say that?
I think that's about right.
I think so, somewhere in that zone.
Maybe like 2006.
Yeah.
Coming up on 20 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This is where I get shit off my chest and then they let me breathe. This is where I'm pushing buttons on that their rejection seat. This is for those out there swinging goonies saying fuck police. This is where Humboldt turns egotistical like what you think that I wouldn't do it. And while you're getting stupid, I'll be a student of the game. Professing independence like a bourbon again when the grab of the pen is like a sword in the wind. Whistling Dixie, wishy-washy broken babble can never touch this. Load the ammo, call the hammer. So only natural like underage shoulder tapping. So go ahead, attempt to go pop like prophylactics. The under overstand it, but I won't close the caption. Got lots of love, but this time I hold the advantage. Go bananas, roll the banners, blowing on a smoking handgun. Yeah, I said it with the punch in botanical barber shop on the arbor. Time for the bottle up and the karma clean of the thumbprints when they run shit. You might get Bronson out in the middle of the nowhere, so go stare at yourself in the mirror. You're vain and self-conscious. I'm holding your ego hostage when I drop shit. You don't really want it. Floss and options, yeah, this is what you see. Looking at my face, just another day trying to make the world a stage. Singing in the shop, hope another dream to chase. Feeling out of place, don't know no other way. Just another loss with the semi-auto cars. Make another track, holding my body raw. What you think I wouldn't do it? And while you're getting stupid, I'll be a student of the game. Professing opinions like a bubble again. When they bump at the pen, it's like a sword in the wind. Performing a gem that be torturing them. Focusing in order to win. I'll smash a porcelain chin. More adrenaline, more destructive than the force of wind. Northern swordsman, control the elements, feel the force again. Ripple through triple view, create turbulence. Put your little flow in critical condition, call the ambulance. Stick you with sharp syllables, sound articles. Take my art literal, break you down into particles. I used to hang with the bad crowd, I ran wild. Little man child, rocking the streets with my hand style. Fans crowd from far and wide when I start to strike. Spark the mic like a blood, get the whole party hype. It's slower than a sedative sleeping pill. My competitive edge will give them a repetitive beating still. OG like Kush, toys can't fade this. Original rap artists apply pressure to spray tips, get famous. Get engaged when I wreck center stage and flip the page. Been enraged by the garbage of the modern age. It's getting played like the holidays. I'm classic like lemonade. Detonate the grenade like a renegade. Never been afraid to put these suckers in their place cause I innovate. Spit lava acid on the track and watch your face disintegrate.
Up here.
Yep. On top of that, he literally is because he's the recruitment, the lead of recruitment for the Humboldt Hip Hop Congress.
Right.
You know,
and
which
that's
is perfect.
recognized, right? In the they're established part of whatever the Hip Hop Congress is. It's a chapter.
Yep.
Big time.
National thing, yeah. And so, shout out to NAC 1, Brian Swislow, Julia Finkelstein down there, Zach Zilla. Yeah, the Epitome Gallery. You know what I'm saying? The Epitome Gallery's been holding so much down. That's like a hub.
So much.
And we need that. We've needed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
It almost was like perfect timing for Fat Bull kind of changing their shit up and shutting their store down, and her opening it up and having like the hip hop ciphers, spray paint, even the entrepreneurship. She has a press that if like Knack or Lobo or some of these other Demise, they can make shirts and stuff and sell them there, and like this beautiful.
Yeah. No, it's crucial for this scene. Shout out to Julia because, and actually, real quick, shout out to Lobo, the Demise out there, the homie Dre.
Yeah.
Dre Benza, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the artists out here are taking it to another level. That's all part of it. That pillar of hip-hop, graffiti art, is strong.
It feels like the wave of the live shows and the ciphers and shit is riding same with the graffiti.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And probably breaking too. I'm not paying attention enough, but I bet.
There's some young breakers out there too.
Culture.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
The
cool.
whole culture is just.
Is Rex still going?
Rex,
of course,
still
man.
going, dude.
That was-
Shout out to Rex.
I seen him bust a flare on.
He's waiting for that dude to snap something. He's holding it. I'm like,
And he ain't getting no younger, but he's still holding it, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Shout out to Rex. I just saw Rex at the
sexy Brexy.
Yeah. The Rockers, man, they've been doing it. And see, that's the thing about it is Rex, Hakeem, B Smash.
Shout out to B Smash. I did
Yeah.
recently, bro. He's looking healthy and doing well.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I think he lives in the Bay now.
I mean, even thinking about like the older shows and stuff, we're talking about 20 years back. Like those are the guys who'd be out pop rocking and rapping. If we're rapping, they're breakdancing.
Yeah.
They would bring the rollout linoleum and just.
They were talking about the Grain show, what that Rex was saying he had put on some shows, and we were one of them formed. I think Z-Man might have been on it with us.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
sick.
was fun.
Damn. See, that's the culture from way back.
Way
like
back.
the second time
We
you
did it
might have
twice,
performed with Z-Man.
Yep. Which I hope you get him on here when he sounds. I know it's not easy to do.
He's not humble hip hop,
I
but
need
he's
to.
been through
But he used
here.
to been
Yeah.
through so much, and
I almost got him too, because shout out to the homies Total Devastation. They came through when they were on those are the OGs,
Yeah.
and they came through when they were on the tour with DJ True Justice. What's that?
So many clouds of smoke.
Yeah, that's a smokers, really, there's very few songs other than,
That was
that.
the Bay Area Cypress Hill.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember I had a T-shirt. 1992. I was living in Santa Rosa, being a graffiti writer. I had the T-shirt. Then that's a long time ago now. That's dope. You had them on here, man.
That is so dope. You got them on.
Yeah. Anyway, what about Canafest?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Right.
Did you get them guys on here at all?
Oh man, I wasn't able to get M1 on here like I had wanted to, man. You know what I'm saying? It goes like that sometimes. But shout out to those dudes, Dead Press, for coming through, even coming up here and doing the Canafest, man. Like that's, shout out to the homies that brought them up here, right?
Yeah.
whatever family or the growers, LG, the homies that brought them here.
Steve Geeter, probably, I don't know. Club West, I don't know.
Nocturnum, I thought we opened for.
Nocturnum?
Oh, hell yeah.
Was it one of them?
Okay, well, yeah, that's hard to say.
They were at the Red Fox too at some point. Dead Press was.
Could have been us.
No, that's where it was. That's where it was.
Okay.
I really, what's really crazy about it, fellas, is I specifically, there's certain points in my life that I remember very vividly. And the Dead Press show at the Red Fox, I swear I was standing next to some of y'all there.
I believe you. The thing is, we would open for things and then be right in the fucking crowd. Be like, okay, here we go. We love these guys, so let's.
Was one of them.
Nah, and they killed it back then. They killed it at the Canafest.
Jenny FM.
Yeah. What's up?
So that was one that I helped promote at the radio station. It was Jenny FM or Kiss FM, one of the two. 99.1.
Yeah. Yep.
Had some low voice Damien on there.
Hey, I used to have a 2-hour radio show.
I know you did.
Oh, bro,
and you play local music too, man. Yeah. It's crazy how hard it was sometimes to get local music on the air here.
You basically had to get into radio and start your own show. And get your own sponsors. And get threatened to be fired a couple times.
Definitely agree.
Okay, more than a couple.
To get Humboldt County Hip
Hop. Different radio
on
stations, yeah.
See, that's crazy, man. See, that's why, and around here, we just need more of that exposure. Just period. Like, we need any exposure like that. So that's why I'm glad to see the few homies out there that are doing, like, the How Rude podcast. We need more podcasts because that's more avenues for the homies to come and, talk about the album.
It's not radio anymore.
Right.
It's not radio anymore.
Right. It's more on demand. It's like you listen to it when you want to listen to it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like you see it that it came out, and then you can download it, and then you can go listen to it.
Check out YouTube. Hey, full length. I listen front to back.
Hey, thanks.
Because I got time. I'm gonna listen.
I want to give a shout out too. Also, when I was painting at Canafest, I was painting next to a cat named Kebs, who's a sick ass graffiti writer. But back in the day, he had like one of the earliest people I knew having a radio show was at KHSU. It was him. In fact, all of my early records I would buy from him for $2 a record because they would get doubles and stuff. And he had a show, and it was like EPMD and all these things. Like, shout out to Kevs.
Yeah.
That's funny.
See, we got gems out there like that in Humboldt County, man. Like that's why this scene is what it is, and people don't know about this until you kind of dipped your hand into it and you start to talk to people and see what's going on.
Yeah, HSU's had definitely back in the day.
Oh, they had the sickest radios.
Yeah,
hip hop.
And they had a good scene. I remember in high school. I went to the first Cypress Hill show I'd ever been. Well, they were like brand new at the time. They came that room that you just said.
Kate Buchanan, yeah.
It was the craziest show I'd ever been to. The whole place was jumping,
smoked out.
Smoked out full. Dude had a seizure right next to me, fell down. It was like, oh shit. It was wild. It was so much fun, man. The ceiling was super low too, so it was kind of weird. You feel kind of all that smoke and stuff.
That's crazy.
But yeah, dude. Cypress Hill first album. They really just first year. I think they were out. Just touring around.
Talking about DJ Muggs, like y'all was talking about.
Yeah. Man. Well, Cypress Hill's always come up here and showing love to Humboldt.
Yeah, no, they definitely have. I mean, that.
Yeah, we got.
You guys opened for him.
Yeah, that was the second time too. Actually, 3 times we've opened for him because we did also Arcade Community Center.
Yep. The Blue Lake show was crazy though.
Yeah,
that was fun.
In the snow.
Yeah, snow
in the snow.
In February.
Yeah, that definitely is something.
Trying to drive back, how is there so much snow? I see people.
That was sea level.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm appreciative to doing the show, but come on. I'm not supposed to be rapping and seeing my breath at the same time.
That's a cool stage.
There's some propane torch things going.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
A couple years?
No, more than a couple now.
It was before.
Was it?
It was before the vid. It was before the vid.
It's all a blur.
It was like a year before the vid.
It wasn't that long ago. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
In about 5 years, probably.
Right before
I was there.
Was it the
Really?
last?
Fire.
Was that the last live show we did?
there. Huh?
Was it the last live show we did?
No, we've done quite a few.
Yeah,
We
the
did
Jam.
casual at
A couple different times.
Oh yeah,
Some
Casual.
impromptu shows.
Oh yeah, I
that-
forgot about that. That casual show was sick.
We definitely did
Yeah.
one for
Dude,
the
shout out
Slap
to
Frost.
Casual,
We did
too.
Slap Frost.
Casual. I almost put him up there, but
I know, dude. God damn, if
Casual's
it's top 5, I gotta remember, dude. I used to love casual.
The
Dude.
top 10.
Cajual's so
And Killer Priest and Jay Electronica.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't.
there's so many.
Many.
The list goes on.
Yeah.
Sometimes
That's
it's
what
hard
I
to think of
like
them,
about
but you gotta like just
But
download
it's
them,
also
download
like-
albums, and then you.
A lot of it is the vibe you're in at the time.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I might
it's
listen to
like-
some things for like a year and then not listen to that shit again for
Yeah.
a couple of years.
And then there's some artists that it's like, that album's not today, but I'll go with this one.
How about this? We won't do the top 5, but give me everybody's favorite producer.
Oh, favorite producer?
Just one. You just give me one.
Oh, good.
I got yeah.
I'll give you a couple, dog. Like,
Okay, give me 1 to 3 or whatever. How many?
I can definitely do a top 5 because I got my
Oh,
top
yeah,
5
yeah.
ready. So I mean, for me, it's gonna be DJ Premier at the top. Now this is one of those
Yeah.
ones where I think we're gonna have a lot of the same producers potentially
possible.
on the list.
Yeah.
a lot
you know?
smaller list.
Yeah, it really is. I definitely got to give it up to DJ Premier. Dilla's big for me. Dilla's big time for me. And so then for me, after that, we've got Alchemist is big on my list. Ninth Wonder, Muggs, and I think that's 5. But I definitely got to I got to fit in like probably like 1 or 2 more. High Tech is one of those underrated producers out there.
That's the head nods.
Yeah. He had that the High Technology couple albums where those were fire. But he was producing, with the homies way back, Rupp and Dash, you know what I'm saying? So he was on that. You know?
Man, and their albums.
Their
were
albums were so
good.
good.
And then Daz also was dibbling dabbling too on production, right? He was
Sure
producing
was.
All Eyes on Me album songs.
Yep.
But she wasn't getting credit for
Yep.
for a while.
And you wouldn't know unless you read those CD
Yeah.
inserts like we all did.
We
you
just
know
thought it
what I
was Dre. Oh, Dre's so dope.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Nah, but
Because
that's
when
my
you
list
look
right
at the
there.
album, it says
full
produced
list.
by Dr. Dre.
Right.
Right.
That's firepower.
Right,
List, though.
Dre's like, don't even
There's
look at the
no,
rest
there's
of that
no
shit.
like person faltering in that list you said.
Yeah.
What about you?
well, Muggs, Alchemist, right now the Conductor and Derringer, and
Conductor and Derringer? Those are 2 different guys?
Two different
I know
people.
Derringer, but I never.
they're both Griselda people. Kind
Okay,
of.
okay.
Derringer is straight
Derringer's
Griselda.
dope.
Conductor was doing stuff, but he's got blown up. Same with Camouflage Monk. But honestly, my favorite things are Muggs and Alchemist right now. Whatever they put out, I'm listening. A lot of different rappers and stuff too. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Alchemist
is killing
He
it.
is. I just heard the
Never
Sweatshirt,
stops.
Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah, that just dropped.
Just dropped. It was definitely pretty good. I for some reason, I don't want to be any negative, but I have to say I've tried Sweatshirt's album a couple times now, and it's like, I don't know if it's just his voice or something about it. It's just not my favorite. Like
The cadence, his cadence.
I don't know what
that's
it
the
is.
thing.
I think it's his K. You got
It's low
it's just
energy, right?
not-
Low
it's
energy
just-
or something.
Like I appreciate what he's putting in picture, but it's just he's not getting me on the cadence. Or
I
something.
know, and I'm feeling like I'm listening to it like, okay, so the kids really tap in. So am I just supposed to love it?
I know because I know he's
The album
different.
he did, Doris, that shit is so fire.
That's fire.
That's his album too.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
earlier.
I'll
It's
check that
it's
out.
probably like 5 to 8 years old. I don't know, man. Time flies too much now, but it's really good.
When Spotify made that hit my algorithm, I was thankful for Spotify for that. You know,
they do that
he killed
from
that
time to
one.
time. They do
Yeah,
that.
he finds some stuff.
You still got one though.
Oh, I saw one producer,
You don't have to.
Madlib, dude.
Oh,
Hey.
dude, that's so good.
You know, shout out to Madlib, interested in, just hip hop history right now. 20 years ago today is when Jay Dilla and Madlib
Champion
dropped Champion Sound.
Boom.
Yeah.
So good.
Heck yeah, man. That's one of those albums where that was one of those first albums where I listened to where I was like, okay, so, there's albums where there's no skips. You know what I mean?
Right. No
God
skip
damn.
hours.
I know. It was like I could have said Madlib or Jay Dilla, dude, but it was like,
Yeah.
man,
So good.
God.
Man, this is too easy. RZA.
Oh, I didn't say RZA.
Yeah, he's got his own tier up there.
I don't know.
We already said Wu-Tang's always up
When
here.
RZA was doing samples, man.
Unstoppable.
Some of those.
I mean, I love the fact that he makes his music later, but the early dude, like Liquid Swords, when we were talking about just
Yeah, all that.
Oh,
Earlier stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
Bobby Digital, man. He's not.
Bobby,
He's a problem.
You just got one.
Yeah, no.
You just got one.
Automator, maybe. I like Automator.
Yeah,
Automator's nice.
That's nice. There's a lot of Dell stuff, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, did he do Dr. Octagon too?
Yo, shit, and Cool Keith. I mean, you
Yeah,
got him in your
Automator's
top
dope.
five. Probably.
Yo, yeah,
Automator's
When I
dope.
first got with these guys, like just starting to do music, they were pretty heavy.
We loved Cool Keith.
I'm trying to think of the underground.
Don't talk bad about Cool Keith DeFranco.
He loves Cool Keith. Hey, he might be at the Cool Keith show this month
There's a
Cool
Cool
Keith
Keith show.
at the ATL.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Scoop the tickets up before they're
Dude,
gone.
we should go.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
go.
We should go.
Yeah, we should go.
All these years.
We should go.
And thank you to our new sponsor. Figure
We don't know.
Shout out to ATL then.
Yeah,
We got-
I love that's the
Come back
ATL
first.
bringing dope acts like that. If
Yeah.
it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even have that. So it's crucial.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I would be at that show. I'm actually going to the show up in Portland. Nas and the Wu-Tang.
Oh,
That was
Jeez,
they're doing-
bro.
Is that the one where they've been doing it all at the same
Yeah.
time?
The tour,
Like
yeah.
they on
What-
stage,
what-
they're
what's
not,
the-
they're
what are we
not
talking
going
about
like
dates
separate.
right now?
They're performing at the same time. Like,
Yeah,
all
that's
the songs they
that's
do.
kind of what he
I
did
heard
with
it.
Damian Marley. And then
Yeah.
they came out with that album after that.
It's gonna be
Forgot
heat.
about that.
But I'm sad I'm gonna miss Cool Keith, but at least I'm doing
You used to
something.
doing that.
Yeah,
You're gonna miss Cool Keith.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the one.
exactly.
I've seen Cool Keith in Arcata. I forget where the brewery.
We did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
with you.
guys. I was
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna fight that night.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So
dude.
it was wrong.
It was bad, but the fucking thing is, like, there was a graffiti writer back in the day here. I don't remember. I don't want to say his name, but
Yeah.
it was his boy who saved me probably from getting my ass whipped because I was drunk and I pushed someone.
Damn.
Yeah, I was with you.
I was.
Yeah,
I remember I was with you, dude.
there.
I pushed up
Yeah.
into the front and shit got bad. And this dude like stood up. He's like, "That's Sonny Wong, dude. He's fucked up, dude. Just let him fucking roll." And I was like, "Ah." That's good.
Yeah. That place is packed.
Got
That was
any
like packed.
Got
What venue?
Home Brews.
Oh
producers?
shit.
Is that-
Okay.
You got
Good
all
Master
that?
Kirk. I don't know. It's,
That was-
Oh my god, he was so good.
Domino? I don't know.
Domino's sick. Fuck.
Yeah.
Who else? Who makes all the Legends beats? I don't even know.
They
Raj
do.
and Eli.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
Sunspot Jones makes
No, I
beats
love
too.
them, dude. When I was getting with you guys' group, I was
They just
listening. I
come
love
out.
that
They
shit.
just
Yeah, I
dropped
used to
some
listen
new
to so
shit.
much.
They just dropped a new album, yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least
They're,
new singles.
yeah, they dropped a
Yeah.
couple singles so far, but
I know they do some
Yeah,
good
yeah.
graphics for that.
Because they are really, I mean, you know,
yeah, I
they
used
had
to
a big
fucking
pop.
geek out on them. Like,
I just
Right,
did a
what's
track
your name?
with a dude from Denver because of Merce from Living Legends. Had seen,
This story's crazy.
so I know Merce from back in the day in the Living Legends because they lived in the same compound in Oakland as some graphic dudes I knew. And I had, when I go on vacation with my wife, I film the same verse over and over. It's a song I released like 12 years ago. Going. Released a song like in 2012. But we always do like,
Yeah.
she'll film, she's down, she's
I've
a
heard
hip hop
it
head. So we'll film a new fucking chunk, and Merce saw it, and there's a dude in Denver named Graybeard who now I'm a friend of, but he was like, "Yo, bro, like, check out Sonny Wong, dude. Like, you should fucking do a track with him." And we just did a track. I recorded
No
the first
shit.
today.
Yeah, that's the verse that you
The verse I dropped on our thread today was like the
That's
verse I'm doing with
super
homies.
yeah, props to Graybeard.
Yeah, Denver,
Yeah.
Colorado, yo.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Denver doesn't get a lot of credit, like Colorado out there. There's a scene out there, whether it's
Big time.
cannabis or hip hop and music, and it doesn't get like people don't understand what's going on out there.
Really?
No, it looks almost the same. The ciphers are like there's hip hop scene.
It's
These guys are
about
out
to
there
change,
ripping
though.
it.
Why is that?
Oh, dude, Colorado getting a lot more attention these days, and it's for a weird
drugs?
reason.
The drugs?
Brown, yeah.
For the what?
Dion.
Coach Brown time, man.
Oh, right.
You're bringing all the stars out to watch the Buffaloes.
Okay.
Go
I
figure.
like Dion Prime Time. Who's your top producers?
Let's see. I got Dilla in there. Love the Slum Village shit.
I don't know some of those.
And then I'm gonna go with a little controversial.
Okay.
Gotta give Kanye some credit for
Oh,
that.
yeah.
He's sick.
Kanye, he
Dude,
covers a lot of
fucking-
standard style. So
I
that's
mean,
good.
if I just don't have to hear him talk
Right.
like publicly, and hear his ego, and just
watching
hear
those
his
shoes
old,
on and walking around.
the dude's a hip hop conductor, like the way he.
I'll say some of my favorite albums are Kanye, even when he's talking. Pablo, I fucking love that album. My Dark Nightmare, is that what it's called?
That album's chock full.
I went through my divorce during that shit. It was
Fantasy.
like my fucking album that just kept me like.
All of the lights is like.
Yeah.
The way he puts that beat together is just. I just see him like one of them dudes up there just orchestrating everything, but instead
That's a good one, Kanye.
That was a really good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's the thing about Kanye too, man, is that it's so interesting, you know, like we care about certain things. So like you're talking, you know, like you're saying, like we know like other stuff that he said and everything like that. But the young kids out there, see, they're not always, you know, tripping on all that. So for them, like Kanye's like the pinnacle. You know, I know a lot of kids
love him talking shit.
Okay. Right. Oh yeah.
That's why they love it.
Oh, I know.
They heard him say something crazy, and they're like,
That's
"This
like
motherfucker
my
does
wife.
music."
Yeah.
Right.
Let me check this shit
He's
out.
almost, and I'm not just like pigeonholing him towards like Trump, but I'm just saying some of the MO, it's the same where they're both just like, I'm saying what the fuck I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, I don't give a fuck.
And sometimes I think he's saying it
that's
just
why-
because I shouldn't say this. I'm gonna fucking say it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel that too. Yep.
Yeah, when it goes off from
The
the Jewish
shock
people.
value.
Yeah, the Jewish community.
Keep the
Yeah.
attention, keep the attention going. Just fuck, that's just money.
He
Just
did,
Right.
He did
Just
some gold
keeps
for
it
like
fuels
Pusha
everything,
T.
doesn't it?
And that's that Trump. That's just, you know, it's that Trump mentality of just like just build the headline. It's just about the biggest headline. It's like Warren Buffett said, like all publicity is good publicity. So some of these cats just run with it. And to be honest about it,
Works.
while we didn't maybe, you know, people didn't like what he was saying, and you know, different things like that. In terms of notoriety, there were a few years there where, like when Trump was president and everything, where the main two dudes you were seeing, hearing, talking about was Donald Trump and Kanye.
They owned a year or two.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, what other rapper ran for vice president?
Right.
Want to run for president?
Right.
Well, he was on as the VP for some other dude that was up there.
Probably
and
part of the getting more attention shit.
I mean, seeing the other options, I thought about it. And then I was like, I remember some of the things he said in the media. I'm like,
Well, I'm gonna let I may have said this on the podcast before. I may have a bunch of my friends that are like, "Oh no, we're not gonna co-sign any of that." But I'm just gonna let it be known. I voted for Kanye. You know what I'm saying? That's just like me.
Why not, dude? I mean, fuck, dude.
Right.
Yeah, why not?
I know.
how much worse can he get?
It
I
can't
know
be worse than
exactly. Between the two, you know, lesser evil choices and all that and
You'll wake up
everything.
like
And I
Eddie
look at a
Murphy.
black man that created
Fucking
the
yeah.
college dropout.
Yeah.
That resonated with
Fucking
me for
A.
years. Like I was big on
That
Kanye,
album's
man.
so good.
Oh yeah.
Man, there's a few album runs. I mean, there's a lot. In fact, even up to, I don't even give a fuck what he says. I like a lot of things that Kanye does. And I'm not hating on Kanye at all. I'm glad to hear that, man.
You
Yeah.
never know, he might be president one day. Like,
Yeah,
He's gonna run. He's gonna be running. He's gonna be running.
possible.
Honestly, I'm not even going to go down that.
Who else you got on your list?
Yeah, give us
Who's the next
I
president?
think you got two.
Who's the next president?
producers.
Oh,
See, look at the producers
let's see.
responsible.
Battle Cat.
Hey,
God, that's a
yeah.
good one, bro.
Battle Cat.
That shows you know that
Eastsiders,
a lot of
man, that
shit.
Eastsiders album.
Yeah.
Who's the producer for ATLiens?
That would be Organized Noise. Was probably.
That was Sleepy Brown. That was my next one.
That guy's.
Okay.
There was
Those beats
three
are
of
so
them. Sleepy
fun.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me
you asked
neither.
that.
Yeah, organized noise.
There's three of them.
They was killing it.
Beats.
One dude
fucking
hit the
just-
808s, one
Man.
hit the melodies and
Those jams were so good. When I met
Those
you
jams are
guys,
so
dude,
good.
you
I
were
love Outkast.
Big time.
Outkast is
I was just listening the other day. Like,
so good, man.
the beats are just.
Again, Andre 3000, the way he ran those beats, and Big Boy too, so good. But man,
Yeah.
Andre's just cadences is just like
Yeah, he's got good.
He
storyteller
created
and
new
cadences.
cadences.
new cadences, bro.
Like he found new ways to creep up in
and
the
his voice
crevices of
is
those
just
fucking
that
beats
frequency
and
of
just
like deep but not too deep. But right, it was just man.
Yeah, and it's still.
It's hard for me. I'm having so many things pop up where I'm like, oh, what about these guys? And I'm like, I'm trying to keep my mouth closed.
Other than the hooks on that album, like some of the stuff, it's like pretty underground sounding.
Yeah.
Almost. It's like hooks are super clean,
Yeah.
but some of
That
the
was
verses are just
sound.
kind of like they're. I mean,
John,
really
which
dope.
album you know about?
ATL means like you guys listen back.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta
Yeah,
listen back later.
Dude, I bought the first album going off of Cadillac Funky Music for your trunk. I've seen that video, and I bought that album, and the whole album was just hootie hoo. It was just it's one of those no skip albums for me.
The first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I got the second one, and I was so pumped on the first one that the second one could have been cheap.
Took a minute?
I still like
it.
But it took a minute. Like I didn't like it so much the first
because they're
time.
growing, right? They're doing
that
some
album
new shit
grew on me, and then it become one of my favorite albums. And then Aquemini, man, for like if you're like want to sit in the cut and smoke a little bit or whatever, like that'll take you on a journey.
You're going like Asians for a little bit.
I love
just
that.
drift off.
So,
Yep.
that's a good list, dude. You still have one more, but that's a fantastic. Like that 4 that you put with Battle Cat in there and Organized Noise. Damn.
I got one more. GMG.
How many beats? How many beats?
And that's not even a lie or anything. Like I couldn't do what any of us do without this dude fucking creating the shit he created.
Yeah,
ton.
We probably quit a long time ago.
That whatever. I made a lot of beats, but I'll have to say my best beats and best albums have always come with the help of all these guys. Like my favorite album I did with Kush, he helped me make most of the beats. I've made for Wong beats, he's helped me make. Damien's helped me make a bunch of. Mr. Ocean's, man, Mr. Ocean's pretty much give me the legs of samples. So I can't take all the credit because it's the flavor of all these guys.
That's a beautiful thing. How many producers do you know that will let the artist have a little input?
I love it.
A lot of the producers are just like, I got a beat for you.
Right.
This is kind of how I want it to go. Let's make it work.
Yeah, it's so much more disconnected on that level because it's like the producers coming with the beat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's no back and forth.
Yeah, I absolutely.
Well, I think GMG could come either way. Like you got the samples, you got beats, and then if you're working with someone who has samples,
my favorite stuff's been done with a collab with you
Because
guys.
sometimes when you collab on beats, like you're cutting the samples. By the time I cut the samples up and like looped them, whatever, and I'm like, I'm already over the beat.
That's
like,
why you need somebody. You know,
you're almost as a rapper. It's almost like you get your amount of time. Like at least if you get a fresh beat, then you can just go in and start writing to it.
Yeah,
but it's kind of hard to write when you're just.
I don't know,
but either way.
I like the challenge of it too because sometimes I hear it one way. I'm gonna make it this way. I'm gonna start lining my drums up that way. But then like I would be working with Aaron or something like that, and be like, why don't you put the kick on this timing? Some weird shit. I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to find that. But then I would get it.
Someone else walks in and thinks he's having a seizure.
But the funny thing is taking me out of my element and putting it in the spots that is not comfortable. I would know then those will stick out to be like the better beats for some reason because it's like taking me off my brainwave, onto another track that I wasn't gonna get to. So
that's crucial. You guys, it's crew. The crew, you guys have multiple ears listening to all these beats. You know what I'm saying? Like
you heard our rappers are all different in our shape, but what about your producers?
Hey,
our producers are.
You can't say GMG.
No, mine's. Obviously I'm a producer. I know mine already, but I definitely go. Dre is gotta be consistent of a lot of people like Battle Cat and Daz or whatever, but that whole camp. DJ Quick.
Boom.
100% DJ Quick. I mean, could be my favorite,
I'm sorry, Quick.
I gotta go Timberland just because he was really innovative.
I'm sorry, Timbo.
And then I gotta go Manny Fresh because again,
dude.
Manny Fresh for me was a super.
Because you guys had the same keyboards.
Keyboards.
You got the
roller.
Yeah,
when we first started out.
When we first started out, beats were bad. They were bad. They were really bad.
No,
and these guys were rhyming out. But then I was like, oh, you can't take those sounds.
We felt like we was little Wayne.
Little Wayne, dude. And that's my 4 that I know that stand out. So my last one, I guess I just pick. Gosh, it could really be. I don't even know.
Those are all pretty old producers. You have anyone new that you're listening to?
That's funny. There should just be stand out like a new dope producer that I should just be. Oh, that's the one. But there's a lot of them that sound kind of similar. So it's hard to give.
Mustard. What's that guy name?
DJ Mustard. I don't
know.
I like the guy that you named, Derringer. I like his style, even though he doesn't use a lot of drums, or he does use drums. But yeah, it's hard to come up with that.
Who produces the Earth Gang?
I know, right?
That motherfucker is on some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or Earth Connection motherfucker's on some shit.
Yeah. They just dropped. I was following them. It was an album that was supposed to drop, but they split it into 3 EPs.
Yeah.
That way it's just consistent, you know.
So Human Art.
Dr. Doc and what's the other homie's name? Dr. Dot and
J. Cole kind of co-signed them.
Yeah. Yep. He pulled them on to Dreamville.
Yeah, you do go.
Because that was the whole click way back. Cause you hit it right on. That was the click way back. Was Spillage Village was JID, Earth Gang, and Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And each of those acts are killing it in their own little lane, you know. And Dreamville was smart to basically pull them all on, you know.
I ain't even seen Creed 3, but that soundtrack's fucking shit.
Yeah. Bad or good?
It's awesome.
Oh, okay. Well,
amazing.
It's shit.
It's just Dreamville.
Right.
Oh, really? The whole fucking soundtrack?
It's just they got an album. They just had to put.
That seems like how
a movie cover on
a lot of the
front.
higher budget films. Sometimes they're just obviously like it got popular when Kendrick got it with the Black Panther, right? He kind of had it, which was a really good album. But
Even that had other people.
It did have other people on it, but he was.
He was the heavy one on there, but this one's just like damn fucking.
Did anybody put Kendrick on their top 5 of MCs? Because I
should be.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because
he's got to be in there.
He's got to be in there, but he hasn't been. I mean, I shouldn't say he hasn't been because he's put out every time he puts out quality. But I just mean he's definitely not firing away.
He takes his time.
He takes his time
instead of just album after album after album.
Yeah,
that dude when he drops.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see those differences between those, the top 3 that people talk about a lot: Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. Because that's one thing about Drake is that he's dropping at least an album every year. You know what I'm saying? Where Kendrick is like once every 3 to 5 years. You know, and Cole is once every year, once maybe every 2 years. You know, so
we got Andre once every 15.
Yeah, he definitely. I know. It's like
you seen Drake?
Drake. Yep. Yeah. Drake. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's consistent with it, you know.
Yeah, it seems like at least every 2 years.
Well, when you got someone else writing the raps, it's like,
See, for me,
there's something I love Drake stuff. There's a lot
celebrating the 50-year hip hop, and then they came out with that top 100 or top 50 Billboard. Those motherfuckers have not listened to hip hop a single day in their goddamn life. Jay-Z is good, but I'm sorry, all time you gonna put him in number 1?
No, I know, I don't get it, dude. I don't.
That whole list was fucked up. Nicki Minaj shouldn't even be in the top 25.
I personally love Jay-Z.
Not in the top 10.
And I hated
the
him.
Black album was pretty dope.
All of his albums are pretty good. I learned a lot of game from him, dude. Fucking 444.
No, Jay-Z is dope.
I feel like
he is dope.
His older stuff was even better than like his younger
I
stuff.
think he was looking at album sales overall.
He says he dumbs it down. He talks about dumbing it down.
That's the only thing I
really got
think
into it. I don't know why.
You know,
I was born in underground rap.
Right. You know, between Jay-Z and Nas, though, it's so interesting to watch Nas and what he's been doing the last few years.
He's been putting albums out.
Drops an album every 3 months.
Right. He's been super consistent with Hit Boy, man. Like they
I think he's released Magic 3 like 3 times.
Right. No, seriously, they came consistent right there.
Yeah.
And I was glad to see Hit Boy come up like that, you know, and then Hit Boy just did the one with Alchemist and everything like that. That was fire, Slipping in the Darkness and
Were
everything.
they both rapping?
Was Hit Boy?
I never heard Hit Boy rap.
He raps too?
Yeah.
He was rapping. Alchemist.
Alchemist made a beat, he rapped on it. He made a beat, Alchemist rapped on it, but it came out as one track.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's fire. It's a fire music video.
Did he make Mac Miller's beats? Who made Mac Miller?
Maybe.
It was what?
Maybe.
I think there was a handful.
Oh, it's some ID or something like that.
No ID?
No idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No idea. Well, I mean, Mac Miller did a lot of underground shit
Yeah,
too
he did
before
a
he
lot.
fucking popped off and
For sure.
super
Blues
super
was like,
lyricist.
you know, if I was out 10, I might put him
Yeah,
in there. 'Cause He was
yeah.
really dope, man.
Yeah. He had one of those lanes where he would connect with you on the music. Like that music is just, it's connecting.
Definitely.
You know?
He had one mixtape, I don't remember the name, but he had
That was
Kendrick
good.
in it. He had a bunch of people in it. I was like, dude, this whole shit is like no skip. I don't remember which one it was, but
Yeah.
And that's what some of these younger cats that, if they're really connoisseurs, if they're younger, but they're really connoisseurs of hip hop, they were growing up on Mac Miller. And so they had that influence. And so that's fire.
That's
you know?
good, yeah. He was good.
yeah, it's crazy.
Well, the younger cats know Mac Miller because he passed.
He was of their
became
generation. He passed from their generation. So it's like, this is
Same with
ours.
Nipsey.
That, Yep.
People didn't start listening to Victory Lap or anything like that until
Till they
That
got
was a
it.
great album too.
I remember this dude put me on the Victory
Yeah,
Lap.
that album was. I didn't expect it. Just
You
take
like
a try
this one?
sometimes. I was like, holy shit! This
Next
is
thing.
beats.
You were right.
Beats. This is good. Dude. It was really good.
I heard of Nipsey Hussle from Highway.
He's been around for a long time.
Pumping. He was like, dude,
He's
this
been
guy.
around
And I was
for
like, who the fuck is this?
Making some
He was like, dude, this guy.
He was like to me when he first came out. He was like the little Snoop. Not that he looked. I mean, sounded like him. He just kind of looked like him.
Mm-hmm. Fast. I remember the story. He approached Snoop, and he was just like, that was the thing about Nipsey is, rather than just coming up and telling people, oh, this is the most fire music you ever heard. He went up to Snoop and was like, hey, just listen. And just listen.
Proof is in the pudding.
That's it. Nah, shout out to Nipsey. He was one just like young Golf, building his, right in front of his own shit. It's just so crazy, man.
So crazy, man, and just so positive and just like.